Good evening and welcome to the THR Touring Car League. Live here at Sportsland Sugo in Japan, one of the new races for this year, and I'm delighted to be joined tonight by none other than Gary, who hasn't unmuted his microphone yet. He has now.
I'm here.
Welcome,
Good
Gary.
evening, everyone. Good evening.
Looking forward to tonight.
Bit nervous, but we'll give it a go.
Fantastic little track this, lovely little layout. Let's give you a quick rundown of the Prestige Man GT5 standings. Holty leads the way on 179 points, 57 ahead of Peaceful Explosion. Really is getting to grips with this car and has one hand on the title. Rebby sits third, Alfie fourth, Don Productions fifth, can't be with us tonight, work commitments. Deek sits sixth, Kieran Argent seventh, Dean Wisocki eighth, Greeny ninth, Little Trev 10th again, he can't be with us tonight. Big Boy Brazier 11th, he's back. Swimfin's 12th, TMLS 13th, he's also back. BTC Reed 14th, can't be with us tonight. Welshie 15th and Smithy 16th. In the Constructors' Championship, it's H&D Motorsport who lead the way with Holty and Deeks on 251 points. Wiggle Wiggle Racing with Rebby and Don Production second on 198. Tin Top Tourers of Kieran and Peaceful on 190. Team Wakasaki of Little Trev and Dean Wisocki on 126. Register Racing on 120. That consists of Alfie and Swimfins. K&G Racing, that is Greeny and BTC Reed on 59 points. And the Hard Compound Racing on 21 points of Big Boy Brazier and TMLS. Although I think that may be wrong there. No, they're AJ Motorsport, sorry. Hard Compound Racing is Welshie and Smithy on 21 points. So we're about to go on board a lap here of Sugo. Corner names are only classed as turn 1 according to Google, so we'll make the names up of these corners as we go. On board with Peaceful Explosion for a lap. Heading now to what is turn 1 on the brakes. A double right-hander, turn 1 and 2. On the brakes a bit there, just tries to get it round as good as he can. Swings it into the left-hander at turn 3, into a left-hander at turn 4, which can tighten up on you. Touch of the apex there, you can run wide a bit, not the best of exits there. There's a car off as they come through the Wakasaki chicane. Dean tried to make an overtake there, unpracticed on Sooty, and it was never going to happen. A double right-hander again here before we head down the long straight, just slightly on the brakes is Peaceful, touches the apex, very easy to run wide here. He does a good job of just keeping it on the AstroTurf, and down the back straight we go. Evening to Peaceful and Monkey Boy in the chat, nice to you guys here. And we go into the Sooty Sendit corner, I think is what me and Gary are naming this tonight, down to second gear, round the long right hander, up a short straight, you've got a double left coming up. You can use that curb on the exit there. Again, just off the throttle and back on. 10-minute qualifying here, so guys, we'll have time to get plenty of laps in, and we will see. Someone's just about to cross the line now. Looks like someone behind him's got a very good toe, but we'll stay on board Peaceful at the moment. And Holty goes on pole at the minute with a 1:32.3. Kieran Argent 5 seconds behind that at the moment. And what's Peaceful going to cross the line to do? Will it be any quicker than a 1:32? No, a 1:33.9. Really needs to get his foot down in this championship and really needs to catch Holty. He trails by 57 points. And there's TMLS back tonight. He's 12 seconds slower at the moment. Nice to see TMLS back. Monkey Boy says good luck, Gary, to you on the chat. I think you might need. There's Dean Wisocki, already damaged to the front of his car, so that's going well for him. That's Smithy or Welshie just getting out of somebody's way. They don't want to ruin anybody's lap. Nice to see them here. Big Boy Brazier currently in the pits, hasn't done a time yet. Slowly on pole by 1.5 seconds. Dean Wisocki hasn't done a time neither. Currently Holty from Peaceful, Rebby third, Welshie up into fourth at the moment. Good qualifying for Welshie. Greeny sits fifth at the moment from Smithy. Kieran Argent 7th, Deeks 8th, TMLS 9th, Swimfins down in 10th. Alfie, Dean Wisocki and Big Boy Brazier haven't done a lap time. Here is Welshie, P4 at the moment. Welshie, aka Chris. Good little racer is Chris. car off there. That's Peaceful Explosion who's off as Kieran's crossed the line. He's gone P4 now. He's improved, but he's still 4 seconds off. Tell you what, Holty's done a fantastic lap time at the moment. He's well in front of anybody else currently. Here's Holty on board with him now through the S's. Lights on, no slipstream. It just shows you the pace that he's got at the moment. Look at how smooth he is on the wheel. Absolutely loving it. Down the straight he is up on his time as well here, so could he improve even more? He's 1.9 ahead of Peaceful Explosion, as Dean Wysocki has done a time. And it's only good enough for 8th or 10th, not quite sure. Smithy's gone up into 4th place, so good luck from Smithy. But Holty currently up by half a second as he comes through Sector 2. What's he going to be when we cross the line? Flicks the car into 4th. That's Swinfins or Alfie. He's just gained on the outside, keeps out the way well as he comes round the final corner. And up the hill, it feels like an eternity up this hill in these cars, Garrett.
Yeah, it does help if you get a tow, to be fair. Coming off the last bend, you can gain a bit of time. As you can see, Holty hasn't gained a lot there from having no one in front of him.
No, not gained a lot, but goes 2.2 quicker now over Peaceful Explosion. So really has this car hooked up. Big Boy Brazier hasn't set a lap time yet. The only guy to not do so. But Smithy currently sits P4, probably the shock of the night so far. Only made his debut last week with Welshie. And currently sits in P4 as the mother-in-law rings the house phone. She loves it. That's Dean Wysocki or Deeks. It's just gone a bit quicker now. Deeks and Dean run 9th and 10th. This is the problem I was saying to you earlier. Hard to tell who's who, but Big Boy currently 13th. Is he on a lap or is he just about to start a lap?
I would have thought he's on a lap by now.
You'd have thought so, with only 2 minutes 45 seconds to go. Rebby's gone second. He's closed the gap to 1.3 seconds to halt it. Welshie's in the pits. He's got enough time to come back out the pits. And he's going to cross the line. Is he done a time? He has, and he's gone 5th fastest at the minute, 3.3 seconds slower than Holty so far. That's Dean Wysocki coming around the corner as Greeny dives into the pits. Both him and Welshie have time to come back out the pits as well. Dean Wysocki currently sits 10th, so he is just ahead of Deeks, but he'll want to improve on his time. Dean's been getting quicker all week, so he keeps saying. So we'll have to see what happens. Evening, Neil and Craig Sutty. They'll all be part of tomorrow night. As will I. Gary will be there. Whether he'll do anything, we'll see. I've got to get the digs in, Gary. I apologise.
Nah, not a problem.
On board Rebby as he comes up the final straight, the start straight for the final. To start what will be his final lap, possibly. No improvement there, and still currently sits second, 3/10 quicker than Peaceful Explosion. That is a car off. Yeah, that's either Alfie or Swinfins. So not sure who that is. It's Swinfins off at turn 1, and Sutty in the chat. Poor showing off Dean tonight. That's a bit of payback from last week where Dean did a cracking job of commentating. Did Dean and Big Boy Brazier last week. Very appreciative of them. Welshie and Greeny will not get another lap time in, so clearly feel there's nothing more they can do. Smithy still sits P4 at the moment, so cracking time from Smithy. And Welshie P6, not bad to say this is only the second outing at the moment. That's either Deeks or Dean. I think Dean's gone up to 8th because Deeks is still 11th. Yeah, no, Deeks in 8th. It's Dean down in 11th now. Back to Rebby. He's got to gain 1.4 seconds, or just over 1.3 seconds.
That's going to be a hard task.
It is. No slipstream neither, so even harder. No. There's Kieran in front. Kieran sits down in P9, so not the qualifying that Kieran would have wanted, but Holty absolutely dominating at the moment.
Oh, Rebby's just on the back of him. Can you help him up the hill? Or just bumping?
Yeah, I think that's probably going to cost him more time than it would have helped him.
Yeah.
And I think the way it's going to look, Holty is going to be on for his pole position. Rebby just falling short of getting another lap in, finishes 1.1 down. So Smithy in the pits, Walsh in the pits, Alfie in the pits, Kieran Greeny and Dean Wasocki in the pits. Here's Big Boy Brazier. Can he do anything about Holty? Rebby's done, we know that. We're not sure where Peaceful is on track, if he can do anything, but he is Big Boy Brazier. A few cars just crossing the line now. He's half a second up. That's his teammate just in front, and he's took to the gravel. And the half a second he was up.
Cameraman's curse.
Yeah, the half a second he was up there is just gone from him. Peaceful's done, so it will be a third place for him. So Holty is going to take full points here.
Is that Rebby on a lap?
Rebby might be on a lap. I thought he crossed the line as the timer was done, but obviously not. So Rebby is on a lap here. And with the looks of it, could be in for an absolute... Guaranteed his second place is Peaceful. He's down by 2/10, so he's not going to gain... Who's that in front as well? That, to me, looks like Deeks, I do believe.
Deeks?
No, it's not Deeks. Is it Al? No, it might be Swimfins actually. Yeah, it is Swimfins. So can he improve on his time as he goes? Yeah, he might do. Just that. Even into Dean. Here comes Swimfins. Does he improve? No improvement there, and I don't think Rebby took pole neither as he crossed the line. He did get a lovely toe. No, he didn't. So it's going to be Holty on pole. From Rebby, Peaceful Explosion. Smithy in fourth, good qualifying for Smithy. Big Boy Brazier fifth, another good qualifying for Welshie as well. Alfie in seventh, Deeks eighth, Kieran ninth, Greeny 10th, Dean Wasocki 11th, TMLS 12th, Swimfins 13th, bringing up the rear. As the mother-in-law rings again.
Very good first sector there, time for Holty, by the way.
Yeah, Holty set an absolute blinder of a lap. As the lights are on, we hear them in the Prestige Manginetta Juniors. It's go. Holty gets a good start, but so did Rebby. Both got off the line well there. Who's going to lead into turn one? I think Rebby has the better of Holty at the moment. As he looks up the inside line, now Holty away brilliantly. Rebby under pressure from Peaceful Explosion straight away. And look at that, the two hard compound racing teammates of Smithy and Walsh sit fourth and fifth. Walsh got the better start to Big Boy Brazier. Can they keep it all together? Everybody seemed cleanly through turn one. That's Wacky Sacky off in the background. Just running a bit wide. But everybody seems cleanly through at the moment. Oh, there was a spinner in the background. That's Greeny and TMLS. Deeks is off. That's Swimfins as well with him. So a bit of an incident there maybe for them too. Who's that? That's Big Boy Brazier, I do believe. Oh, that's Peaceful pushing Smithy off. Oh, well, she's been hit from what looks to be Big Boy Brazier, who's also hit Peaceful and Smithy. So not what they'd have wanted. And Big Boy Brazier rolls onto the track, and TMLS and Greeny have to take avoiding action. While all this has gone off, Dean Wasocki currently now runs P5 with TMLS 6th, Greeny 7th, Kieran up to 4th, and Alfie runs 3rd. But at the moment, Holty is 1.8 seconds out in front. TMLS back. A couple of races he's missed. He's now back for this one. 3 races he's missed. He's off there and loses the rear as he goes round. There's Dean Wasocki then, currently running P5, and Kieran in P4.
Alfie up in the third. Good running from him. Yeah,
good start from him. Holty's 2 seconds out in front as they come round to start lap 2. Can Alfie do anything about Rebby? Good start to the season did Alfie, but he's sort of just dropped off a bit recently. Hopefully can rediscover some of that early form he found. We'll see what happens there. But at the moment, good lead for Holty. There's Welshie. Is he just overtaking Greeny there? Good overtake, and he'll next come up to Dean Wasocki. Craig Deakin in the chat. That's Deeks. As Holty, his teammate, leads by 3 seconds, near enough now into the Sutty Sendit corner. Come round to the double left. He's got a 3.2 second lead over Rebby. He must be feeling confident of this title at the moment. Absolutely flying as Kieran's past Alfie. Dean Wasocki must have made a mistake as he's down into 9th or 10th, and Welshie and Greeny, Smithy and Peaceful have all passed him. But here's Alfie. Looks like Kieran's got to slow down as Alfie tries to go round the outside and does so with ease. Hopefully that slowdown will go for Kieran so that he can tuck back into the slipstream up the straight, which will really help him. No, it doesn't look like it. Where's Smithy running in 7th place and Welshie running 5th with Greeny in the middle. Kieran still going slow. So that slowdown affected him more than it seems at the moment. Big Boy Brazier has split Deeks and Dean Wasocki. Good showing from the two newbies though, Gary. Welshie and Smithy. Smithy you know quite well.
Seemed up very good. Very impressed as well.
Yeah, he seemed up for it tonight.
Yeah, he's done some practice. He seems to be...
Oh, and that's Alfie round as they've all gained an extra position there. Not sure what's happened to Alfie, but he's dropping down the order. Gets re-going now. Sorry to butt in there, Gary.
Right, you're all right. You're doing a good job of the racing. Yeah, Smithy's been doing plenty of practice during the week. He seems to be putting the effort in to try and get the pace. So it does help practicing with the Group A boys, I believe. Yeah,
definitely. That's Dean Wasocki taking a bit too much curb. And as we speak about him,
unbelievable.
Clips the grass and goes into the wall. The curse of the commentator. And he's only lost the one position to Peaceful. That in the background is Big Boy Brazier and Deeks. Alfie rejoined just out of Dean Wasocki, who currently sits 10th. But oh, he's off again. Oh, we've cursed him, we've jinxed him for this race. Sutty in the chat says the Sutty Sendit corner. Shh, don't tell everyone. And Ariel, go on Smithy, go on son. Ariel, Don Productions can't be here tonight. He has, well noticed. And Welshie up on the podium.
Greeny on his tail there. Big Boy Brazier's just gone past Kieran as well.
Yes, can Kieran tuck into that slipstream up the straight? He probably won't. The speed will not be there from having to rejoin. Holty is gone at the moment, and Rebby's got a comfortable 2nd place. It is a race for 3rd. Greeny's up to 4th as well now. Where's Smithy? Is he in the background? Oh, we're on board Peaceful here. Who's coming up to the back of Greeny and Welshie. Welshie could be on for his first podium. Tell you what, if he gets a podium, Keegs may have to do some donuts in his honour. As Greeny takes to the grass and Peaceful dives up the inside to claim 4th place. That's Smithy off again. We've really buggered his race up tonight, Gary, between us.
Yeah, I do apologise for it. Kieran's on the back of Big Boy by the look of things. We're also catching up with Clive.
Oh, that's Alfie off in the background. Yeah, I think these two have caught Clive because of the fact he took to the grass, didn't it?
Yeah.
Very tricky circuit, this one. Hard to overtake, but Big Boy Brazier looks like he's got the run, and he pulls out. He will have the inside line for the Sutty Sendit corner. Can he get the job done? There's the little kink in the road. Smithy gives him plenty of room and plenty of respect there. Good racing, and then absolutely clouts him in the rear. So good move.
A little naughty there.
That was a bit naughty from Clive, who rejoins just behind Kieran, stays behind Big Boy Brazier as well, and Kieran will take 2 places. Thank you very much, says Kieran.
Oh, as he runs wide into the gravel.
Yeah, he was run wide there. Seems to have problems coming through that corner tonight. So Clive and Big Boy Brazier back to where they was, even though they had a little trouble earlier. Peaceful's passed Welshie for 3rd place up front. Passed him a while ago, that looks, because he's got a bit decent gap to him at the moment. Alfie's now down in 12th place after running so high one stager tonight.
Yeah, I wonder if he's got much damage on board.
Yeah, just a bit. The modified version of the GT5. For those of you who's not aware, Greeny has a time penalty. That's the red mark that indicates a time penalty there. So even though he's behind Welshie, may not finish there with just under 3 minutes remaining in this race. Seems on it at the moment. Smithy's still on the back of Big Boy Brazier in the background. Can we go down to 9th and 10th? See who's... Is that Deeks' 9th? So that's Dean Wasocki running 11th then. There's TMLS with Dean Wasocki just behind him. Ex-teammates, these two. TMLS unfortunately wasn't able to race for a few races, and the admin decided to switch a few teams around to make it a bit fair on the drivers that was there. As that's... Who's that around? That, I think, was Deeks. Yeah, he's had a bit of a problem there, a bit of a moment. But Smithy on the back of Big Boy Brazier still has Kieran behind him. He's racing well. On the Thrustmaster T80, I do believe, is Smithy, new to the wheel. I suppose at least someone buys a wheel and uses it, unlike a few people we might know.
This is very true.
And look at him, paying dividends so far. Last week, Smithy got an 11th place at Silverstone Classic. This week at Sugo, looks like he's going to be in for a top 10. As Dean Wasocki, he has indeed. Dean Wasoki's passed TMLS up front. Can Smithy look to make a move on Big Boy Brazy, who dominated the early stages of Group B? Comes back into it. He'll want to look for a few results. A 4th and a 6th he had in the GT5s. It was the others where we looked quicker. Greeny on the back of Welshie though, who locks up a wheel. Greeny on the apex of the curb. Into the S's now as they come up to the double right-hander. Tell you what, these hard compound racing boys are getting a lot of coverage tonight. On board with Greeny. What does he look to do? He'll have if he gets a good exit, he'll have a good toe down the straight.
Might see a Sutty Send-It move if he gets the tower.
We could at the Sutty Send-It corner as well. It doesn't look like he's got the toe though. Welshie has pulled out a bit of a gap there. Kieran Argent's now picked himself up a penalty as he's passed Smithy. What's happened to Smithy? He's round at the top of the straight. Oh, what's happened to him? He's had such a good race. We said he could get a top 10. You may see Dean Wasocki appearing in a moment. Oh, actually, no, he's 8.5 seconds behind, so maybe not. Smithy has got going. That's Deeks who has passed him, though, for 8th. So Smithy's still running 9th. It'll be an improvement on last week. Welshie's still 4th. As we 25 seconds left, so Holty will be on his last lap of the race, the 7th lap. This could be absolute brilliant racing. This is from Holty. He's 20 seconds ahead of Peaceful in 3rd. He's 9 seconds ahead of Rebby. So an absolute fantastic drive from Holty here. Greeny though, last lap, can he do anything about Welsh? He's got to pass him and pull ahead. The drivers will know about the time penalty. We won't until the end. Greeny has a look, left, goes right, takes to the outside. Probably not going to do it round there. A bit of a nudge, he nudges Welshie off. Who's that off as well? I think that might be Swimfins. Yeah, it is. Welshie rejoins, got a lovely tap up the rear from Greeny there. That was naughty. Swimfin stays out the way well there to let Welshie pass. And Big Boy Brazier's coming as well. So, good awareness from Swimfins there. This Big Boy Brazier's through. That was a bit naughty though from Greeny there. But here comes Holty. He's going to take the race win. He's been absolutely fantastic so far. Pole position, race win. He's led every single lap. He's going to do it by 11.5 seconds. It's a win for Holty in the Prestige Man Ginetta Junior Championship. Rebby's going to be the man to come home and take 2nd place. It's been a quiet race for these two. Big Boy Brazier on the back of Welshie after Greeny punted Welshie off. Can Big Boy Brazier get the job done? We'll see about Greeny's penalties as he crosses the line in a minute. Has Welshie got close enough to beat Greeny or not? Big Boy Brazier though, I think he's too far back to get a good run up the hill and pass him before the start line turns up. Greeny's going to take 4th. Will Welshie get him done on penalties? Yes, he did. So Welshie gets a 4th. Greeny gets a 5th. Big Boy Brazier will take 6th place. Kieran Argent's going to come home with 7th. He'll want a better showing than that in the Formula Rookies. Deeks is going to take an 8th. Smithy's going to come home in a best of 9th. Good race for Smithy. That's Dean Wasocki in 10th at the moment, battling out with TMLS. No, he's not. He's 3 seconds up the road, so that's a 10th for Dean at the moment, it looks like. TMLS going to take an 11th on his comeback. With Alfie, who will cross the line in 12th, and Swimfins has finished in 13th. Fastest lap goes to... Do you want to get Holty in for an interview, bud? As fastest lap goes to Holty. Absolutely outstanding lap, that. So a clean sweep for Holty tonight, fastest lap, pole position and the race win. So it was Holty from Rebby from Peaceful. Welsh gets the position back on Greeny on time penalties. Big Boy Brazier 6th, Kieran Argent 7th, Deeks 8th, Smithy 9th. Good race for Smithy that. 10th for Dean Wasocki, TMLS 11th on his comeback. Alfie 12th, Swimfins 13th. As Gary will get Holty in for an interview hopefully.
I have sent him an invite.
Brilliant, so we'll see what happens from there. Evening, buddy. Bear with me. Evening, mate, you alright?
Yeah, you?
Yeah, not bad. Great win for yourself.
No, thank you. Yeah, it was. I just knew what I had to do at the very beginning. I was in obviously Peaceful, second in the championship.
Yeah.
And I knew I had to get me down and just get that gap as big as possible.
The point obviously for pole position and fastest lap as well as the race win. Clean sweep for yourself. You're just really on fire in this race. I don't think you've not finished off the top step of the podium in these juniors.
No, I don't know what it is with this car. Just click with it straight away. I just find it really easy to drive.
Well, that gives you a 68-point lead over Peaceful and Rebby as they're tied for second now. That's got to give you some confidence with only 4 races left.
Yeah, sure. Well, my aim is now to try and win the rest.
Yeah.
Take a clean sweep, really.
What's your thoughts going forward for the rest of the night? A few more poles and wins, hopefully?
Yeah, I'll try and obviously get the pole in the next race and the win. And then hopefully just try and stay out of trouble for the rest, really.
Yep, definitely, buddy. We'll let you get back to it. Just put a thumbs up, ready up, so that the thumbs up shows so that Kieran knows you're in the right livery and stuff, so that for Kieran's notice, bud. And best luck for the rest of the night.
All right, thank you.
Cheers, buddy. So a confident Holty there. Seems like he really, really wants to have a clean sweep in all of these races, Gary.
That was a very quick lap, just to add.
It was a very quick lap. 68 points he leads by against Peaceful and Rebby, who are tied for second now. And then the gap behind that is 121 points. Now, if my maths are right, let me just work that out again. So it's 37. There's only 148 points left up for grabs. So the lowest he can finish at the minute is 9th. Dean Wasocki and Greeny and Don are all in trouble of not being able to mathematically win it as from next week. He could get the job done before the final race of the season.
He could get it done next week.
No, well, next week he'll lead. If he takes a clean sweep next week and the gap's more than 111, he will have won the title. So yeah, you're right. So he could do it at Long Beach. That's going to be an interesting one, which unfortunately I will not be part of the coverage for next week, but I'm sure you'll be joined by two very established commentators. I do believe Gary and Sutty are on about doing it, so you'll be in good hands there.
Yeah, you'll definitely have to bear with us next week, that's for sure.
Yeah, I will be back the week after for Snetterton. So going into the MP Geomatics Formula Rookies, we'll run down this table again for you. So Holty again leads the way in this one from what many may see him as a surprise of Dean Wasocki in second place, the gap of 30 points. Kieran Argent's third, only 45 behind from Don, again as we know he's not here tonight, 54 points behind, so he's going to drop a bit more. Lil Trev fifth, again he's not here. Deeks in 6th place, Rebby 7th, Big Boy Brazier's 8th, even though he's missed a few races, still in the top 10, so good for him. Peaceful Explosions in 9th, Alfie's 10th, Greeny's 11th, TMLS down in 12th. Swimfin's 13th, BTC Reed 14th, Smithy 15th, and Welshie down in 16th place. So, all around decent 30-point gap lead, so it's a bit tighter for Holty in this one. Can Dean Wasocki do anything about that? I know Dean, though, the other night was very chuffed to be in the 133s in over a one lap. Similar pace to what some of the Group A lads are doing. I know he was absolutely over the moon about that one. I got a text message at 1:45 in the morning saying he'd done that time, so I can only assume he was ecstatic about it. In the Constructors, it's H&D Motorsport with Holty and Deeks lead the way. 28 points ahead of Team Wacky Sackid, but there's only one man in Team Wacky Sackid tonight. Look at this. This is what you're going to get here, Gary. You're going to get people jostling for that slipstream in these cars.
You're very true, and going down into that slightly sender corner, there could be a few issues there with regard to the slipstream.
Definitely. The Tin Top Tour is 3rd, 53 points behind. Wiggle Wiggle Racing in 4th. AJ Motorsport 5th, Register Racing 6th, K&G Racing 6th, 7th, and H&D Compound in 11th. Just to let you know, with Smithy getting that, he's already ahead of BTC Reed in the GT5s now. Welshie getting a 4th has put him up above Smithy TMLS and BTC Reed. Welshie's raced the same amount of races, in fact one less than TMLS, and is already above him in the championship standings. That's a fantastic effort after only just 2 races. So what can Dean Wysocki do about anybody here? Can he take pole away from Holty to gain an extra point in the title standings? Can Holty keep his pole position? We've lost the timing screens. There we go, we've got them back. Bear with Gary tonight. We're still learning the ropes, aren't we, boy?
We're getting there, mate.
Buddy! As Holty crosses over the line now. To start his lap time. What you got to do in these cars, Gary? Are you a stable or loose man? Do you sling it into the corners? What's your personal preference?
I'm a stable man, but I do sling it in the corners. I seem to think that stable actually seems looser to drive than the loose setup, bizarrely, but I know you run loose yourself.
Yeah, I do. That's TMLS round. That doesn't look very stable at turn 1 as he rolls backwards. And what he's done there is he's lost all effect to the toe. Who's the first car on track? We can't find that first dot out coming to the Sutty Sendic corner. It's big boy Brazier, so no slipstream whatsoever. He's fortunately not giving anybody a toe, but it'll be interesting to see what his lap time's going to be here, as he's going to cross the line first. Oh, he's took to the... Oh, there's a bit of lag for Brazier there, it did seem, as he was in the gravel at one point.
Yeah, I think I see him hit the pit wall as he was coming out the pits as well, and then seemed to be okay. So slight issues there, connection-wise.
Yes, slight connection issues for Brazier. Doesn't look nothing too much. Not like Rebby last week, where he drove through half the field in the touring car race off the start line. That was mental. As Brazier crosses the line now and does a 1:36.8, which if Dean can do his 1:33, he's got to find some pace from somewhere.
Have a look at things. Ooh.
1:35.3, so a good lap time, just a 400ths of a second off of Holty. And this is what Dean's got to do. He's got to take the fight to Holty. No one can seem to take the fight to him in the rookies. He's got to do it in the sorry, no one can seem to take the fight to Holty in the juniors. They've got to do it in the rookies. Here's Alfie. What's his time going to be as he approaches the final bend? As I say, look, a bit of statistical bits for you. Alfie, his highest finish has been a second in these, and his lowest a 17th, where he didn't. His lowest then, and where he's been classified, was an 11th. He's had a 6th in that as well, 2 11th places and a second. He's not sat at lap time there. Welsh is currently in the pits. Welsh and Smithy sit 4th and 5th again here. Cracking night to qualify for these two. Absolutely brilliant evening to Phil. Phil's here. Love to see everybody in the chat. Hope you're all enjoying the coverage. Bear with the cameraman, he's still learning it. Oh, Wakasaki's got a good toe here, and he's 1.5 seconds up. That's someone in the gravel. Hopefully he can stay out the way. Dean's got a lovely toe off of either Holty or Deeks in front.
Oh, keep on the track.
Yeah, do not touch that grass on the outside. Can he get back in that toe up the hill? One of the H&D cars giving him a nice toe. Has Holty improved? It does. Yes, he has. Only 7 tenths quicker. And look at Wakisaki, a whole second quicker. A 1:33.5. That'll be better than his race win last week at Silverstone Classic. He'll be absolutely buzzing with that time. Gary's doing a cracking job, says Monkey Boy. There you go, Gary. You're doing a brilliant job, apparently. What a time from Dean, though, Gary. A whole second quicker than Holty.
That is very quick, and that just goes to show if you put the practice in and the dedication, you will get somewhere.
And there's one thing, if there's one thing you can say about Dean, it's the fact that he's on every night, maybe 2 hours after he says he comes on, but he's on every night and he gives it 100%, and he just wants to get better. As you can see, it is Holty giving Dean Wysocki the toe. Holty 7 tenths up this lap. You'll see that time from Dean, and he'll want it as well.
Dean could be even up on his time here. Holty's 7 tenths up. Dean's right behind him.
Yeah, provided that's not a slowdown or a lap time invalidity on the grass at the sooty send it. Holty has lost half a second through them couple of corners. Was 7/10, he's now only 3. That's either Big Boy or TMLS off. Where is Big Boy? Sits 3rd, TMLS sits 6th. Well, let's see what time Holty does first. Well, she's still in the pit, so he does have time to get back out if he wants. Smithy still sits 4th, so good from Smithy. Dean not tucking in just behind Holty there as much as you thought he would have. Does Holty improve? No, he's actually down, and Dean must not have improved neither. There is TMLS, currently sits P6. TMLS, he's had a 2nd and a 4th in this, in the ones that he has raced, so he's quick in these cars. Yeah, he's quick. He'll want to get more consistent results along the way as he's back. Moving on board with this, Smithy goes 1.3 quicker. Not far off a Big Boy Brazier's time there, just a couple of hundredths.
That is a very good time for the newcomer.
Smithy seems on it here. Well, she sits 4th. No one's touched his time. He's been in the pits for most of qualifying. Peaceful struggling down in 12th. Kieran in 7th. Deeks down in 8th. Deeks comes alive in the Clios, though. You watch him in them. He comes alive in them Clios. Peaceful seems to be struggling here. Peaceful Explosion. He's had a few fastest laps. Only a highest finish of 6th place in these cars, though, and a lowest of 9th. So not the kind of race you need have wanted. Where's Holty and Wakasaki as they was towing each other? Kieran up the inside of Deeks, that is. 2 minutes remain on the clock then, so people will be coming around to possibly get 1, maybe 2 more laps in. Those who's just started lap may get 1 more in after this. These who's coming to finish lap will get 2. Or should get 2. They might not, actually, looking at the time countdown. I don't think they're going to, actually, Gary. These guys may only get 1 more lap in.
Yep, they're only going to get 1 more in, definitely.
It'll take you a minute 30 to get up this hill in these. As up the hill they come. Can Kieran improve? No improvement. But Deeks did, as he's knocked Kieran down to 8th. And Deeks goes 6th ahead of TMLS as well. So a good lap from Deeks. Probably got the end of the tow there. Dean Wasocki still on pole position at the minute. Smithy's in the pit. Smithy's gone 3rd and has pitted. So a cracking lap from Smithy. Holty's only a 10th behind Dean Wasocki and has binned it. Holty will not get pole position. Dean's a 2nd down. Will he have enough time to get another lap in? I don't think so. Big Boy Brazier's in the pits. Does Dean Wasocki have his first pole position? He is TMLS, 5th place at the moment. Good qualifying lap from him. He's going to be on his final lap now. So Holty binned it behind either Alfie or Swimfins. And he only needed to find a 10th. Well, it's not going to happen now. I think Dean may have his first pole of the year. But what a lap from Smithy as well. It's a fantastic
2nd off the pace in his 2nd meet, and that is good going.
That is a fantastic lap.
Especially around this track.
Yeah, not the easiest of tracks to come, just jump straight on and learn, is it?
No, it's very technical. It does pay to put some laps in before you take to the track.
Unfortunate for Welchie, he's dropped down to 8th. TMLS half a second up here. Kieran's in the pits, he's only 11th. Alfie's in the pits, he's 12th. Smithy and Big Boy Brazier in the pits from 3rd and 4th. Welchie in the pits from 8th. Here's Rebby. He only sits 6th. He's got to find 4 seconds from somewhere to beat Dean's pole lap. What a lap time from Dean Wasocki. Holty only a 10th off. We see him spin. Didn't improve. Holty, in fact, is in the pits. But I think Dean Wasocki may have pole position here. I can't see many people. We've lost Welshie. Oh, that's unfortunate. Was sat 8th at the time. We've lost Welshie from this. Hopefully we can get him back in for the Renault Clios. Greeny goes P5 right at the end there. Who else is on a lap? Here comes TMLS. There was a car behind TMLS as well. Not sure who that is. Can he improve on his 6th place? Can he goes 5th, knocks Greeny back down a place. I think that might be Peaceful in the background. No, I think it was Rebby crossed the line to take... No, it was Peaceful. It was Peaceful gone. He's gone P7, so knocked Deeks and Kieran down a place. But Dean Wasocki, is he still on a lap there? He is. He's 1.1 down. He may as well just back out of that. as he doesn't need to do any more. He will be bouncing around his living room. Takes pole position, and that's what you want, Gary. You want to try and take it to Holty, and the gap's now close to 29 points already.
Every point helps.
Every point does help. Dean will finish the lap, even though he doesn't really need to. Well, she is back. We've lost him from this race, unfortunately. We will have him back for the next one. So a pole position for Dean Wysocki after his race win last week. Holty only a 10th off, so keep your eyes out for this. This is going to be one heck of a battle. The A-class veteran Dean Wysocki from Holty. Smithy takes a 3rd place, so a fantastic qualifying from him. Then the 2 teammates, the Big Boy Brazier and TMLS, 4th and 5th. Greeny in 6th place. Peaceful 7th. Rebby 8th. Deeks 9th. Kieran Argent 10th. Not looking good for him. Alfie 11th. Swimfins 12th. We lost Welshie. Hopefully we've seen him join, so we'll be back for the Clios. Kieran in the chat says, "Can we be sensible, please, and not take each and not too happy?" Dean says, "Whoop whoop." Must be absolutely over the moon with that. And Smithy says, "Plenty of slipstream. No need to bundle into the corners." So Dean Wysocki has closed the gap to 29 points. What can he do about Holty in this race? 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights. It's away here at Sugo. That's Rebby in the wall. I think that's a bit of lag connection issues as well. Is that TMLS or Big Boy Brazier has got a great start, but so did Dean Wysocki. Holty's going to look up the inside, thinks better of it. So Dean leads at the moment. As we come round turn 1, comfortably away. That's Smithy who's got himself up into 3rd. The 2 teammates have a bit of a touch. Oh, TMLS and Big Boy Brazier. That's one of them that's ran wide. It's Brazier that's ran wide. Greeny's gone up into 5th place. But the start that Dean needed, he got. So then, Big Boy Brazier on just ahead of Peaceful Explosion with Rebby in between him and his teammate Kieran. TMLS off there at the bottom of your screen. After Kieran comes Alfie, Deeks 11th and Swimfins 12th. And the 2 leaders have already started to gap Smithy. But the slipstream will take effect, and look at Holty all over the back of Dean. The 2 teammates together as between Big Boy Brazier and TMLS as well, and Peaceful trying to block Rebby and let his teammate come through. And I think that has worked an absolute treat. Hard on the brakes. We're going to miss the back of that one as we pick up Big Boy Brazier. Dean still leads from Holty, so Holty couldn't get the move done at the Sutty Send It. But Smith is kind of in no man's land here. He's got a good gap behind. He's got a good gap in front.
Looking good. Get his head down and get going.
Yeah, that's what he's got to do. Kieran didn't pass Rebby. Dean Wysocki, lap 1, already has a time penalty. He has a problem of overdriving the car, doesn't he, Gary? And this we've spoke about this before, and that's probably going to hurt him. Does Brazier have a drive-through penalty? No, that's TMLS. Does TMLS have a drive-through penalty? I think he might do, as he's in the pits at the moment. So, that's going to cost him big time. And with Dean's penalty, that could possibly cost him a podium. Dean Wysocki out front. He's got to get his head down and crack on. He's got to hope Holty can make a mistake somewhere, or he's just got to drop him. Holty's too good, though, to just make a mistake like that. They are slowly dropping Clive, aka Smithy, but the gap's only 1.2 seconds. Anything can happen here. It's a shame Welshie's not Slayer, because the 2 hard compound racing boys was on for a cracking result after a 3rd and 8th qualifying. There's Kieran Argent behind Rebby. Can he get in Rebby's toe and get the slipstream? Peaceful's past Greeny. That's Alfie round in the background. Comes across track as he spins. No one there to collect him though. Rejoins safely behind Deeks. You can see in the background. Kieran.
Oh, he must be putting the pressure on.
Must be, but there's Dean Wysocki on Holty. Big Boy, we've lost Big Boy Brazier. So that's 2 we've lost here. But Holty putting all kinds of pressure onto Dean. And Dean's got to hope he makes a mistake or something.
Clive just coming into the scene.
Yeah.
Coming up the strut.
These 2 holding each other up is allowing Clive to get back on this. And Clive, not only is he in for his first podium, but looks like he could get in the battle for the lead, as Holty's going to send one up the inside. Good move. Dean gives him plenty of room and plenty of respect there. You can't really defend against that slipstream. Dean's got to get his head down and got to get that place back though. There's his main championship rival. He's already pulled a point back. He doesn't want to lose 5 more points. to the fact of him finishing second. Kieran goes across the grass. That might be a slowdown in his battle with Greeny. So we're down to 11 runners. Craig Leach says, doing well for Smithy, aren't I?
These three just got their heads down and gone.
Yeah, they have gone as Dean's ran a bit wide there, touches the grass with two wheels. Can Smithy get onto the back of that slipstream? That's not the exit Dean would have wanted, as Holty has got himself away by a second here. Dean may find himself in more trouble and defend from Smithy. And for Dean, he's going to want to finish as close to Holty, if not in front of Holty, for the championship. But with Clive pressuring him from behind, it's not going to finish that way. As the camera picks up Greeny, there he is behind Kieran Argent now, so Kieran has passed him.
Almost made a mistake. Clive made a mistake.
Has it? Oh, Clive, what's gone wrong there? He was all over the back of Dean, and that's going to allow Dean to get his head down and push to get them laps in. Still running P3 though, Gary, and still 1.6 seconds ahead of Peaceful Explosion, so if he can carry on getting his head down, he can get away here. The gap to the leader though, just a second between Holty and Dean. There's Kieran Argent behind his teammate Peaceful. Hopefully Dean's penalty isn't too much. It's going to cost him a lot of time. Kieran Argent 2 seconds ahead of Greeny and just 8/10 behind his teammate, so hopefully we can get something here. Rebby and Alfie must have had a problem as TMLS has passed them both, or TMLS has just caught them on outright pace. But don't forget he had a drive-through penalty as well, so nice to see TMLS back in there and back proving that he can do it. Kieran has passed Peaceful. Didn't look nowhere near each other earlier, so has Peaceful had a problem? Either way, there's Clive. Can these two use each other and help each other to gain on the back of Clive for third place? The gap to Dean and Holty is slightly coming down. It's down to 7/10 of a second now. Dean is going to want to get back on that slipstream. He may want fastest lap. Look at the lap time Holty's done, a 1:33.3. Last time out, that would have been good enough for pole position. But the gap coming down between the two leaders. For Peaceful Explosion, he's got to try and catch his teammate who's passed him already and wants to get his head down and catch Clive. Kieran sits third in this championship race. He's not going to want the top two to get away even more. And at the moment, that's just what they're doing. And Dean has got the gap down to 2/10 of a second out front. Is he going to tuck in and make a move up the inside? They're side by side coming over the start line. Dean with a 1:33.5 on that last lap. He's gone wide. Manages to... No, he's lost his. He's touched the grass. Oh, he's managed to not lose it big time. He keeps it going. But he didn't seem to cut across Holty and get the inside line for the turn one corner. And that's really going to ruin his race now, as Holty will be... He's 2.7 in front already. So for Dean, just these little mistakes that can cost Dean at times. And that's another one that's cost him there. Can't make these mistakes and let the guys behind catch up due to the slowdown penalty he's got. We don't know how much time Dean's going to lose. But nonetheless, he was taking the fight to Holty and he's not no more. There's Peaceful Explosion. You see Kieran in front. There we are. And Clive Smithy in front of that. Smithy, he's made that one mistake, but now at the minute he's racing like a pro.
Yep, got his head down.
No pressure from these two behind at the moment, is there at all? He's racing really well here, is Smithy.
I'm surprised the two ain't using them both together to try and gain on Smithy, to be honest. But
yeah,
maybe Kieran feels that Peaceful isn't quite pushing hard enough and going trying to go.
Well, the last lap Kieran was 3 seconds quicker than... yeah, 2.7 quicker than Peaceful, so...
Might have had a little incident then.
But he's probably had an incident that's dropped him too far back, and with him being that far back, maybe the slipstream is not feasible. Rebby, though, currently sits 10th. Right on the back of Alfie. Not the race really for Rebby, as he's made a mistake there. His best finish in these is 3rd and his lowest is 11th. So an up and down season for Rebby, with a 10th and 2 8th places in between. But Peaceful then, just 2/10 slower than his teammate that time around, but Smithy was 3/10 quicker than Kieran and half a second quicker than Peaceful. Dean obviously a 1:37.5. He made the mistake on turn 1. The gap's just increased to 3.3. I think for Dean it's a case of gapping Smithy. and not letting that time penalty cost you your race, because I don't think you're going to gain 3 seconds on Holty. Not with a minute and a half left. Holty's got to absolutely have a horrible mistake for that to happen. Not many battles in this one so far, Gary. All seem to be spread out a bit.
Yeah, they've all got in the groove. They've all done the slipstreaming they can do. Just getting on with the race now.
That's it, as Holty's going to come up and lap Swimfins. Swimfins keeps to the right-hand side of the track and allows Holty through with ease. That's nice to see. Obviously, after Brands Hatch, where a few backmarker questions was raised with a few people, we've really learnt from this, and we've really been brilliant. Dean, thought he was going to end up binning that into the wall there, but has done well to keep it.
Bit of overdriving there, I think.
Yeah, I think it is. I think that's Dean's biggest problem, isn't it? He just overdrives the car and pushes too hard.
Yep.
Is he? Who's going to get fastest laps? We've seen Holty do a 1:33. We've seen Dean in the 33s as well. Dean a 10th slower that time round. So this will be the last lap of this race. This is TMLS on the back of Deeks for 7th place. Should get a nice tow up the final corner and up the start straight. So here we go as these two start their last lap as well. Up the hill. Look at
here then, Matt.
Well, I was just about to say exactly what TMLS has done. Swing it out to the left and send one. I should be asking you that question based on Silverstone Classic last week on the last lap. What do you do, Gary? You'd have kept that round the outside, wouldn't you, mate? Like you did last week.
I'd have tried my best.
Cracking move, Gary, on me last week for the win. And what a move it was. Kieran's got on the back of Smithy here. Is there enough time for Kieran to gain the half a second on Smithy and just put him under enough pressure that he can hurt his race? TMLS has kept that place on Deeks as well, so he's got the job done. Look at Smithy, runs out wide, uses the curb. What a professional. Kieran trying to throw everything at him. I don't know if the slipstream's going to be enough up the hill, as well as then to pull out and get the move done before the start line. But Holty's going to cross the line now and take the win. So a good win there for Holty. Dean Wasocki will come home second place, provided his penalty isn't going to hurt him. But this is the battle at the minute. Is it going to be Kieran? Is it going to be Smithy? Smithy's done enough to take third. A good podium for him. Kieran's going to get 4th place. Peaceful Explosion's going to come home in 5th. A quiet race for him, but a good race from the back of the grid. Greeny will take 6th place. Good finish for him as well. With Alfie right, but is that Alfie right behind? No, that was Swimfin's finishing. TMLS is going to get 7th, I do believe, yeah. Deeks 8th. With Rebby, who's going to cross the line in 9th place from Alfie in 10th. Now we wait for fastest lap, and Dean could do with that to just make sure that he's only lost 3 points to Holty there in this race. Smithy in the chat, love a scuttlebug, and Daniel Francis aka TMS said he had a big jump start.
I didn't see nothing come up on the timing screen.
It doesn't come up on the timing screen, unfortunately.
That would be why then.
Alfie does cross the line there. So let's get Dean in for an interview, Gary, as I'll check fastest lap goes to Holty. Oh, nearly Smithy, actually. Oh.
Very good.
So Holty takes the fastest lap, so pulls out a few more points. We'll get Dean in for an interview. So it's Holty from Dean, Smithy 3rd, Kieran Argent 4th, Peaceful Explosion 5th, Greeny 6th, TMLS 7th, Deeks 8th, Rebby 9th, Alfie 10th, Swimfins 11th. We lost Big Boy Brazier and Welshie. We hope to get them back. So let's get Dean in. Evening, Dean.
Good evening.
Qualified on pole position, but it just went wrong for you in the race. Didn't go the way you'd have wanted.
No, definitely not. When I got that 2-second penalty, I knew that rumour. But I least got podium, got 2nd, so I'm happy with that.
5 points lost on your championship rival. You're still obviously in the hunt.
Definitely.
Disappointed or still happy with the 2nd place?
I was happy with 2nd place. It's still a podium.
It pulled you away of Kieran Argent though, so you look like cementing second place in that one and slowly making it a 2-horse race. What's your plans for the rest of the night?
Hopefully try and get a few more podiums, but as you know, with practice in week, haven't been that great because now I've got a new pad now, so hopefully it'll be a bit better than their fruit week, as that pad I have been very good.
Definitely. Well, best luck for the rest of the night, mate.
Thank you very much.
Smithy in the chat, Gary, says that he's got more fans than you. He loves it.
It doesn't take a lot. I don't think I've got many fans, to be fair.
I'll bet you're a fan. For those of you who don't know who Beth is, that's the wife of mine. She's a Gary supporter. Good racing, that. Halted, you know. Big Boy Brazy is now on FIFA, apparently, says Daniel Francis. Have we lost him? Must have lost Brazy for the rest of the night. So, Daniel says, is he selecting any livery? Yep. Just make sure that none of the other drivers are using the same livery as you, Daniel, and then go from there. Welshie and Clive in their own livery. I think everything looks all right. Is Dean in his? Yep, Dean's in his, so we're all ready to go. That's an interesting one, then.
Yes. Shame for pace, Big Boy Brazy, who's had some good pace tonight so far.
Here he is.
And obviously we know how well he started the campaign.
Yeah, he started the season well and has obviously just sort of lost it from there. So, going back to the rookies then, Holty now has a 35-point gap. He's started at 30 points and then went down to 29, then he's gapped back out to 5 at 35. 59 ahead of Kieran Argent in second. In this one, it's the other H&D Motorsport driver who leads the way in the Clios with Deeks. He's one to watch in this. Kieran second, only 25 points behind. Where did that put Smithy, actually? He's third place. Where did that put him in the rookies? That's bumped him up above Welshie and BTC Reed. Not far behind Swimfins and TMLS, actually. But it's good points. Points to be had there. I think we're just waiting. I'm not sure what we're waiting on. I don't know if we're waiting to see if Big Boy Brazy is going to come back.
No, Big Boy Brazy will not be coming back.
No. Daniel, yeah, you can choose any touring card, not the Megane, obviously. So we're not sure what Brazy races, as he's not been here for the last few weeks anyway, so yeah. As we're about to go then in the Tin Top Racing UK Renault Clio Cup, a cup that you won in this group last year, Gary. Did you win the Clios? Yeah, you won the Clios, didn't you?
No, I didn't win the Clios.
No, that's right. Your teammate won the Clios, didn't he, Tyler?
He did indeed.
Your teammate won these. You lost out. Not a Group A title, but, you know, Group B nonetheless.
Titles are titles, mate. That's what we're all here to race for.
Just anything to have a dig at you, buddy. These are fun, though. This is a battle that me and you are enjoying in Group A, which you can see live tomorrow night on the YouTube channel. I think Dean Wasocki and Tyler himself will be taking you through that one. Hopefully Tyler will be back on track as racing as well to try and help the THR boys out as they're starting to lose ground on the launch racing lads.
Let's hope that.
But this is one that me and you are taking a battle in at the moment. 7-point gap between me and yourself. It's a good one at the moment.
Yep, very good. Go down to the wire, no doubt, as normal. This is going to be an awkward one to do the cameras on, so I will apologise in advance.
Yeah, no problem about that. You're doing a cracking job so far tonight. 12 cars on track, as you can see. Welshie is back. So to run you through the table then, it's Deeks in the other H&D Motorsport who leads the way, 25 points ahead of Kieran Argent, with Greeny third. Only 31 points back himself. Holty's fourth, he's only 36 points behind. And Lil Trev's in fifth, who's not here, he's only 37 points behind. Then you go to Rebby and Don, 6th and 7th in the Wiggle Wiggle racing cars. Don obviously can't be here. Big Boy Brazier, 49 points, top 10 at the moment, tied with Alfie. He's now not here, so Alfie can gain on Don. Peaceful in 10th place with Dean Wasocki 11th. Swimfins is 12th. TMLS is 13th. BTC Reed 14th. and Smithy and Welshie 15th and 16th, only on 5 and 4 points, as they've only done one race. The constructors, though, again, H&D Motorsport lead the way from the Tin Top Tourers. The care of Kieran and Peaceful, 56 points is the gap for Kieran and Peaceful to pull back. Wiggle Wiggle Racing sit third, but one of their drivers not here tonight. That's not going to help them. Team Wacky fourth, behind, just ahead of K&G Racing. Register Racing in 6th, AJ Motorsport 7th, and the Hard Compound Racing in 9th. So the Renault Clio is a very fun car to drive, Garrett. A bit rear-ended on the cold tyres. We'll be on board Dean Wysocki, who is the first car out on track for a lap of this. Comes into the double right-hander of turn 1 and 2. You can see that back end just wanting to step out on Dean there. On the throttle, uses as much of that curb as he can. Just a slight lift off around there. You can see that rear end wanting to step out. Handles it well, does Dean there. So third gear, drops it down into second. Again, try and use the curb. Dean does well. You can take the curbs in these. Try not to take too much. Does well, does Dean there. On the power for the second double right-hander on the track. Dean tried to overtake Sutty in these cars in practice last night at the S's. That one wasn't going to happen. You see on board Dean now. Just slightly clips the grass there. On and off the throttle. He's trying his best, bless him. As smooth as possible on the pad. I think most of the B-boys on pad using Sutty's settings. And we go down to the Sutty Send-It corner on the brakes, drops it down to 4th, 3rd, into 2nd. Just kiss that apex, run it out to the left. He's probably ran it out a bit wider than he'd have wanted to. Cut back across to the right, you've got the double left. Try not to touch the curbs in these cars. On these two left-handers, they can go onto two wheels. Again, nicely done from Dean there. Kick the car left for the right-hander, just slightly on the brakes is Dean. A bit of a lift off as well. 4th gear, now just keep it there pretty much. Hold the analog stick. Dean, you can see he's a bit twitchy coming around here. Trying to get that car to turn in and up the hill, flat out through that corner, and up the hill we go. Dean will set the benchmark at the moment. Wasn't the cleanest of laps, but he will set the benchmark of a 1:36 dead, so a decent time for Dean. That's one of the Tin Top Tourer cars, a Peaceful Explosion or Kieran Argentoff there. Deeks has gone quickest, the championship leader, a second and a half quicker than Dean, and 1.1 quicker than Alfie, half a second quicker than Greeno. Rebby's gone 5th. TMLS then comes up the straight for AJ Motorsport in the purple liveried UFB coloured car. Crosses the line. He only goes 6th at the moment, 2 seconds off the lead. Kieran Argent's put it into 2nd place, so that would have been Peaceful that was round then. Here comes Smithy. And puts it 8th at the moment, so not the best of laps from Smithy, 4.7 off. Welshie, Holty, Swimfins and Peaceful haven't set a time yet. Yeah, the back end likes to kick out, Gary, and it's a car that you've really got to manage on cold tyres. When the tyres start to warm up, it's in your favour then.
Yep, definitely drive these on the rear. The worst front wheel drive, you definitely drive them on the rear end.
Yeah, you definitely do. Are you a stable or a loose man in these?
I am a loose man in these.
You're loose in everything, aren't you, bar the rookies?
Yep, that's correct. Other than the Porsches last week at Silverstone, I ran them in stable as well, just because it seemed a handful in loose.
I find it quite nice in loose, but I got took off at the start line by Sutty, and didn't get a decent race from there. So yeah
that's just standard when it comes to Sutty, I suppose.
Yeah, it's just definitely.
What more can you say?
H&D currently 1-2 on the grid at the moment with Deeks from Holty. Dean Wysocki's about to finish his lap time. Not quite sure who that is behind him. That might be Greeny actually, but here comes Dean Wysocki to cross the line. Does he improve on his 7th place? No improvement there from Dean. Kieran's just gone 2nd now. Here's Welshie, currently 11th, not set a lap time. Towards the end of his lap as well. Sutty says give him an invite and he'll jump into the chat if you want. Just get Sutty's opinion on the racing so far. Here is Welshie getting a nice little toe off the car in front. I think that's either Alfie or Swinfins. Welshie the only guy to not set a time. So Peaceful's gone third. Sutty, good evening.
Good evening.
Are we well?
Yes, blasphemy, that last thing that you said, Matt.
About you taking me off on the start line in the Porsches last week?
I'd never take you off.
Do you
it's normally one of your cars hitting me. Yeah, go on.
No, not that way. Do you like the corner that's named after you, as we see Daniel just coming on the exit of it?
It did make me chuckle, that. Yeah, but what we do in practice, we shouldn't be letting everyone know, should we?
I'm not your teammate, so I will give away your secrets if I need to, especially in the GT4s.
It's not a secret, there's only 2 places to pass.
What's your thoughts on the racing so far tonight?
It's been good. It's been good racing. There's been like a few little incidents, but on the whole I think it's been good. Welshie had a good race in GT5, and Smithy was unlucky.
And then Smithy had a good race in the rookies with a third.
He did. Podium. Brilliant. Yeah. Come on, Smithy lad.
Peaceful goes second place and TMIS half a second quicker, but only stays 10th. Deeks still in pole position. 2.5 minutes remain, only a 10th quicker. Cleos, are you a loose or stable man? Obviously, you're the fastest pad in Group A. You're the fastest pad in the THR League. What are you, smooth or loose?
Loose in Cleo, loose in touring car.
Loose, sorry. Stable in everything else.
Stable in everything else, yeah.
What would your tips be?
Oh no, sorry, loose and rookie as well.
What would your tips be for the Group B lads, especially the guys that's got your settings? What would your tips be for this one?
Brake quite late, sling the car in, and just don't be afraid to put the power on to drag yourself around the corner.
Now, question for you. Would you overtake at the chicane like Dean tried to do on you in these last night?
No. No, I wouldn't, no.
Deeks
I don't think, like
Holty.
I said before... I'm sorry, mate.
No, go on.
I was saying, I don't think around this track it's quite tight. Like, we've noticed like quite a few of the corners tighten up as well, so there's only really two places you can really commit to overtake.
Definitely, Deeks and Holty will cross the line and get 2 more laps in. Look like they're slipstreaming each other here, Garrett. Deeks behind Holty.
I thought Deeks was going to get a quicker time, to be fair.
Maybe this time round that will happen. Is that a plan they've used all qualifying, I wonder? And it's Deeks' turn to get the toe. If Deeks has done that without the toe, he's done a fantastic lap. Holty only 3 to the top 6, separated by 9 tenths, just under a second. Welshie sitting 6th. Smithy not having the best of it in 10th. Here's Greeny. Can he improve on 7th? No. That's Welshie or Smithy just behind. Do they improve now? That must have been Smithy, who has improved. He's gone 7th, so good lap there. The top 7 now under a second behind Deeks. These boys on it tonight, the new lads.
They are having some consistent results.
Definitely. So Alfie in the pits, that'll be him done. Sutty, you and Gary may be commentating next Wednesday at Long Beach. Are you looking forward to that one? Should be some good action.
I think Long Beach, as we know, with a few of like the races that we've done around there, it always creates some fun, shall we say? So it'll be quite good to commentate on, I believe.
Smithy's also in the pit, so he feels he can't go any quicker. He'll be done there. Dean Wasaki we saw up on his lap time. Runs wide, probably braking late. Yeah, maybe braking late on Sutty's settings, like Sutty gave him the tip to do. And then cuts the corner. That might be a lap invalid. Holty's just gone quickest. Oh, that's not going to help him. One car tries to keep out the other way. Holty has gone quicker than his teammate, and they are on another lap. 2/200ths of a second down on his teammate is Deeks. That's one of the cars pulling into the pits. Is Dean still up? No, doesn't improve, so must lost a lot of time at that final corner. Kieran in the pits, Alfie in the pits, Smithy in the pits. Peaceful's pitted. So the Tin Top Tourer boys can't feel like they can't go any quicker. But the HED Motorsport lads must. Deeks just up on his time. That is near enough to take pole position off his teammate. That's provided his teammate's not up. Dean Wasaki's in the pits. Round he comes, we'll see the sectors. Yep, Holty's 2 tenths up, so what a lap this could be from Holty. Could be pole position again here. It's one of the H&D Motorsport guys that's going to get pole unless Greeny can go any faster. He's 5th, 3/10 down at the moment. He may be finished, not sure. Holty's going to cross the line now. And he improves. He's only a 10th up on his teammate. And his teammate doesn't improve. So they're done. Where's Greeny? No, he's finished. Just Rebby we're waiting on now. So can Rebby take pole position away from anybody else at the moment? Don't think he did. I'll double check that. So it's Holty on pole from Deeks, a H&D Motorsport lockout. The Tin Top Tourers sit 3rd and 4th with Peaceful, then Kieran. Greeny sits 5th, Welshie 6th. Alfie splits the Team Hard Compound Racing boys with Smithy 8th. Dean Wasocki down in 9th. Rebby didn't improve, he starts 10th with TMLS 11th and Swimfins bringing up the rear. 2 veteran boys in this group, Sutty. No S classes though.
No S classes yet, but I have a feeling it won't be long.
Gary obviously the 3rd of the S class veterans. Mazda then the 4th in Group A. At least we've got that over AMH, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got one thing over him.
Yeah.
The top 8, 1 second between them. It's going to be a good race.
Good time. 3 lights are on. It's lights out and away we go in the Tin Top Racing UK Clio Cup. That's Rebby scraping across the pit wall with a bit of lag there. Touches Welshie or Smithy, I do believe. Oh, and he's lagged, and that's taken one of the Tin Top Tourers out. And I do believe that's Welshie off as well. So a bit of lag from Rebby causes a start line accident. But Smithy's up to 4th with Deeks under pressure from Peaceful Explosion. Championship leader under pressure. Manage as well. Can't overtake around there. You might be able to overtake in the chicane. That is if you're Dean Wasocki. But it's Kieran Argent, the Tin Top Tourer, that got hit. The main championship rival of Deeks. Off at turn 1. And Greeny in the background. He'll want to gain on Deeks as well. That's Smithy running a bit wide on the grass. Greeny with the lights on. The top 5 have pulled away. There's Dean Wasocki in the background. And that's another car off. That was Kieran losing it on his own. But Peaceful looks up the inside of Deeks, trying to help his teammate out as much as possible and take points off of him. Cleanly done at the Sutty Sendit corner.
It's a good name for a corner, that.
Cleanly done indeed. And Gary, that first lap incident, that's not going to go down well with Kieran and Welshie.
No, well, Clive seems to have gained the best from it, but obviously them boys aren't going to be very happy with that.
Definitely. Deeksen has dropped behind Peaceful Explosion as he comes around the final corner for the first time tonight. Greeny all over the back of Clive here. Will have the toe up the straight. Does Clive go defensive early on? The AC Dean Wasocki. Good start from him from 9th. Peaceful trying to hunt down Holty. Holty with this win could pull himself in the title race a bit more, especially being in front of Kieran and Greeny. With little Trev not here, that kind of puts him out of it even more. Kieran down in 8th and right behind TMLS within 6/10. There is Dean Wasocki just up front. Gains and gains on this left-hander. I don't think Greeny has passed Smithy there. Does Kieran look at the chicane? No, thinks better of it this time round. Dean would have, wouldn't he?
100%, definitely.
Oh, TMLS must have a slowdown as Kieran's gone through with ease. Here comes Welshie in the back. Welshie's going to send one up the inside. Does it lovely on the inside, up the straight, side by side. Clean race in this. This is what we like to see. Recovery drive from Kieran and Welshie then. Dean Wasocki currently runs 6th, and can he get on the back of Smithy? 4/10 the gap out front at the moment. Smithy looked like he ran wide there as we was cutting off him. Dean has passed him, so must have ran wide. Peaceful though, within half a second of Holty. Can he do anything about it? Not really in this title fight. 67 points behind anybody at the moment. But nonetheless, I want to take points away from these H&D Motorsport guys for Tin Top Tourers and to help his teammate out. Kieran will be on the back of Smithy, no doubt. He is here. In fact, we're on board with him. Gary must read my mind. Slipstream up towards the finish line we go to start the 3rd lap of this race for these boys. Rebby's on the back of TMLS. Kieran pulls out. Is he going to send one up the inside of Smithy? Smithy will know he's there. He does send one. That's a cracking move from Kieran. Absolutely sends it. He is the best of the best of the late breakers, as we saw at Alton Park. Now he's got Dean Wysocki to dispose of. Dean may not be so easy as Clive. We know he loves a late shut of the door.
Yeah, Dean would have definitely closed the door there going into that bend for Kieran.
Yeah.
But Clive's just learning the ropes, so he's done the right thing, really.
No, he has. Dean, the only car with a time penalty again. Who's that? That's Peaceful Explosion round. So he was helping his teammate out. He's now gone round. He's going to give everybody an extra couple of points here. Maybe apart from TMLS. But Kieran's done Dean before the sooty send it. Breaking zone and Clive's into the back of Dean, and Dean's rolling. Maybe a bit naughty from Clive. We're not quite sure. We didn't quite see what happened, but straight into the back of Dean. He was going to send it, and he sent it a bit too hard. That's put Dean down in 11th, and unfortunately for him, that's going to be a hard recovery drive, being 5 seconds behind Alfie already. Peaceful, though, down in 8th. That's not what he wanted, and Kieran now runs 4th and only sits 2 cars behind his championship rival, but is 5 seconds behind him. Holty's gone up the road again, and this is going to be 3 wins out of 3 at the moment for him. Is Peaceful thinking about to move on TMLS? No. TMLS was looking on Welsh's. They both run wide, and Peaceful now will stick his nose up the inside. He'll be outside for turn 3. Does he think of a cut back? Can he get the move done? TMLS runs a bit wide. Rebby's now interested. He's going to look up the inside at turn 4. Gets the move done. Can Alfie follow through? No, he can't. Peaceful looks at the chicane. It's not doable, and round he goes again. This deal with Wysocki in the background, so I said it may be hard for him to catch up. He may pass Peaceful Explosion, but he does have the time penalty. Greeny gaining on the back of Deeks. That gap's just under a second, but it's the 2 teammates, Welshie and Clive, 5th and 6th, all over the back of each other. Would you send that in if you was Dean? Would you get that looked at?
Possibly. It's hard to say what you think happened unless you're actually in the car.
Very true. Very true indeed. Rebby and Alfie there. Did TMLS just go off there? Yes, he did, and that's an extra place for Rebby and Alfie. Alfie all sideways. He's just on the grass a bit there. He's done well to hold that. And the gap between Greeny and Deeks is coming down ever so slightly. Deeks now has a time penalty as well, and Greeny will know that. I think Holt is a bit too far up the road to catch with under 3.5 minutes left. But nonetheless, this will help Greeny out, no doubt.
Hopefully Swimfin's move out of the way and do the right thing here as they come up behind him. Yeah, very well done.
That's what we want to see. If you were Greeny, do you get the move done before you start to see Kieran approaching in your rear view mirror?
A hard one, because like you say, I think Holty's gone. His race is in the bag, bar on a major incident, so it depends what penalty Deeks has got, to be fair.
But if Kieran comes in the background, do you not think of trying to get the move done before he may get the try and make the move on you?
Possibly, depends how you're feeling, depends how the car feels under your seat, really.
Definitely, and Deeks has made a mistake. That will help indeed. Deeks is round. The championship leader with a time penalty is spun. Kieran has passed him as well. That's Clive and Welshie coming through. Welshie and Clive coming through, should I say. Swimfin staying out of the way very well. Deeks just touched the grass there, Gary, and round he went.
Doesn't take a lot in these cars.
No, but not what he would have wanted on his title defence. This is really going to allow Greeny, Holty and Kieran to pull close to him. He's down in 6th and he's just behind this battle of Alfie and Rebby. Alfie looks to send one up the inside at turn 1. Good move that from Alfie.
Could be a lot of position changes in the final standings though, with quite a few more penalties on the board, I say.
Yeah, Smithy's also picked himself up a penalty. Rebby's going to look back at Alfie, can't get it done there. Late on the brakes, lucky not to tap the rear of Alfie there. Looks racy, does Rebby. Looks like he got a good run out the chicane as well. Can he flick it left to get it into the right-hander? No. Good drive, good defensive run that from Alfie. Again, well-placed car. Rebby just catches the back of him. I think Rebby got the better exit. He is back on circuit. Rebby just got the better exit there and just caught the back of Alfie. I don't think there was anything wrong with that. But this has allowed TMLS on the back of him. May have to get Greeny in for an interview. If we can't, we'll get Kieran in. As we've had Holty try and mix it up a bit tonight, but he's well in front, isn't he, Gary? 4.5 seconds.
Yeah, he's gone. He's safe. He's just got to get his head down and just carry on. He's got one more lap to hold on, so just don't touch the grass and make any mistakes.
Yeah, that's it. For Welshie and Smithy at the moment, another good solid race for both of them. Obviously Welshie not there in the rookies, but good points for these two. Only on the second outing. Looks good for the rest of the season.
Very impressive. Newcomers only getting used to how the cars even handle, I suppose, yet alone the track. So
shame they wasn't here for the beginning of the season, because they could have been in the championship contention by now.
Very, definitely, without fail.
TMLS currently runs P9. Has his old teammate Dean Wasocki 8 seconds behind him, so I don't think he's got to worry about that. Here's Peaceful on the back of Dean. He may just be sat there. Dean, he sees as a time penalty, a bit of lag from Peaceful Explosion. He sees Dean's got the time penalty. He may just be sat there picking up some, trying to get some fastest laps with the toe off of Dean Wasocki, just to try and take the extra point. But Kieran then, on this final lap, he's got a second to make up as we head down towards the Sutty Send It corner. I don't think there's enough time for him to send it with all of 3 or 4 corners left. I think Greeny's got just enough of a gap to Kieran, provided he can get through the double left and the right hander okay. Seems fine there, but it's going to be Holty who's in. Oh, Kieran's lost it! Runabout, can Greeny keep it well? And Kieran hasn't done that. And where's Welshie? He's there. Teammates are going to cross the line together in these two. I don't think Welshie's got enough time to pass Kieran, but it is going to be Holty who's going to cross the line in P1 for a third time tonight. It's a great win for Holty. It's an even better second place for Greeny. Kieran will take a happy third, with Welshie coming home 4th. Now, this is where it gets interesting. The penalties. Smithy will cross the line 5th. Have penalties helped him out? Smithy crossed the line 4th. Oh, Welshie's actually picked up a penalty, and Welshie drops to 5th, and Smithy gets 4th.
So told you that'd be a headache at the end in the standings.
Yeah, it is. It always is a headache, mate, in these. Deeks gets 6th place, with TMLS grabbing a 7th at the end from Rebby in 8th, with Alfie dropping to 9th. Peaceful Explosion is going to come home in 10th, with Dean Wasocki 11th. And Swimfin's going to bring up 12th place. Try Greeny for an interview, buddy. Just reading some of the comments. Swimfin's blocked Michael Matthews in qualifying, apparently. Swimfin's also blocked Daniel Francis. Sutty Apex in chat. Well done, Holty and Smithy and Welshie again. Good race, says Dean. Gutted I lost it coming onto the back straight, says Peaceful Explosion. So Holty takes the win. Who gets fastest lap? It is going to be... No, it's Peaceful Explosion who's took the fastest lap. So maybe he did do that with Dean. So Peaceful gets the fastest lap. An extra point just to maybe drown his sorrows a bit. But good race there, boys.
Yeah, it was a hell of a race, Matt. Holly did well. Smithy and Welshie are there again. Coming up with speed quick.
If we can't get Greeny in, Gary, get Kieran in for a chat. As Holty from Greeny, Kieran, Smithy, Welshie, Deeks, TMLS, Rebby, Alfie, Peaceful Explosion, Dean Wasocki, and Swimfin's bringing up the rear. Try and get someone in.
You want to get in them, Matt? Sorry, Greeny.
If Greeny isn't available, we'll try and get Kieran in, who finished 3rd.
Yeah, no problem. Let's see if
that's really made the Clio's title even more of an epic battle going to Long Beach next week. 18 points is Deeks' lead over Kieran, with Greeny and Holty only 23 and 22 points behind as well. So really getting tight there.
Kieran should be on his way.
Yeah, Kieran in. Are you going to stay with us for the GT4s and Sutty as well, or?
Yeah, I'll stay in for the GT4s and then have to get going. Brilliant commentary as always.
Thank you very much. Fastio Lapio says, peaceful explosion. Evening, Kieran. A third place for you in this one, not the race you'd have probably wanted. Talk us through what happened at the start.
I honestly don't know. I thought I got an average start off the line, and next thing you know, I'm on my roof almost. So I don't know if it's a lag issue or people were deciding to go across the track on the start line. I honestly don't know. It happened behind me, and I was just an innocent bystander.
I think Rebby lagged and caught you in... Was it Welshie and Kieran, I do believe? Gary? Yeah, I think it was Welshie and Kieran.
Definitely Rebby's doing the lag, but I don't know who collected who.
Got in front of me, or got a better start, and then next thing you know, I thought I was clear, and next thing you know, I got shunted off. So.
Good race apart from that, though.
Mm-hmm.
Solid finish. You must be happy to get a third place. Obviously, you beat Deeks and have closed the gap to within 15 points, I do believe. Yeah, 18 points. So you've got to be happy with that. But Greeny and Holty, they're there as well. So really becoming a four-way fight.
It was in the lead. I thought it wasn't either Greeny, Holty or Deeks in front. I couldn't remember which one. I just got my head down and just focused on my race. I was getting quicker and quicker as the race went on. I was catching Greeny as well. I felt, and maybe another couple of laps, maybe I would on the back of him, but made a slight error coming off the second to last corner.
Yeah. Well, what's your best luck for the rest of the night, buddy? We just got to wait for Clive to change his car.
Yeah.
And pick the same livery as Welshie. But no, best luck for the rest of the night, buddy.
Thank you very much.
Okay. GT4 Kieran, come on.
No pressure.
Gary, I'm just going to pop to the toilet. Are you alright to just talk us through it just for a little minute while I just pop to the toilet?
Yeah, no worries. I'll have a look through the standings and we'll have a read out of the standings.
I've always left everybody at this type of race. So, Sutty, no help. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the standings this time, though, and he can talk about that.
Fair point. I'll be back in just a second.
I might have the standings. Don't mean I can read them right, so we'll have a little go. GT4 Super Cup. Here we go then. So, Holty leads the way. Followed by Deeks, so it's a good team. Good team lock out there in first and second.
Good team showing there, first and second.
KJ Argent's in third position. Rebby fourth, TMLS fifth. Hold on, I might be reading this totally wrong.
What are you reading for me, the rookie?
Right.
How do you feel about these cars, Gary?
Yeah, they're good. They're my favourite car to drive, to be fair.
Who do you reckon is going to get a good result in this race?
GT4, you got to be looking on Kieran. That's I know it's his favourite car to drive, but...
I'm a bit of a fanboy of Kieran's in these.
Round this track is very difficult.
I'm interested to see what the lap times are in qualifying.
I'm back.
Was that a sigh of relief there, Gary?
Yeah.
Did you go through the championship standings?
Yeah, got it totally wrong, so you best run through it properly.
Right, no problem then. As we head into the... Oh, that's the Porsches. I don't want to do what I did last week. That's the wrong one. As we head into the hard compound Ginetta GT4, it's Kieran Argent who leads on 158 points. From Deeks in second, 31 points behind. Rebby sits third with Don fourth. Peaceful Explosion in fifth. Greeny sixth. Lil Trev 17th. Wasaki sits eighth in this. Holty ninth, so not having the best of times is Holty. Swinfin sits 10th in this one, so a good showing from him in the GT4. With Alfie 11th, Big Boy Brazier 12th, TMLS 13th, BTC Reed 14th, Smithy 15th, and Welshie down in 16th. Bear with me, and I will get the constructors' points for you. They're just a bit jumbled up. Really loose on the rear, these cars. Absolutely brilliant to drive. Gary, you're running away with this in Group A at the moment.
Yeah, my most comfortable car. I won this championship in the B group last year, so hoping to do it in the A group this year.
The Tin Top Tourers lead the way from H&D Motorsport, the only title at the moment. H&D Motorsport don't lead in. They're 28 points behind the Tin Top Tourers, with Wiggle Racing third, Team Wacky Sacky fourth, K&G Racing fifth, Register Racing sixth, AJ Motorsport seventh, and the Hard Compound Racing bringing up the rear. Yeah, Sooty, you're a lover of these cars as well.
Oh yeah, I really like these ones.
Are these something that you really are enjoying to watch tonight?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to these here to see what the lap times the B-boys are getting in qualifying.
Got a question for you, Sooty, from Phil in the chat, good friend of yours. Are you on the pad or the wheel tomorrow?
I'll probably be the same as last week. I'll probably do wheel for the front wheel drive, so Clios and touring cars, and probably GT5 and Rookie, but GT4 and Porsche I'll have to be on pad.
So basically Phil is bottling it.
Well, when you're as quick as me on the pad, you know, it's a big step down, isn't it?
What has Kieran done there, Garrett?
I have no idea. I thought we'd go on board with a lap and he's decided to go in the pit.
Go back
Has he
on
got
board,
in for
Kieran.
softs? Yeah.
Is he driving through, or has he made a pit stop? He might be pitting for soft tyres here. Good shout, Sooty. He is going to pit for soft tyres. So he's wasting a lot of time, but he's going to go for it.
This will be interesting to watch for us boys for tomorrow.
Look at that pit crew.
I was then about to say, the pit crew are doing an awesome job here.
Yeah. Social distancing is what it is.
Special suits.
As we see, we're on board with TMLS as he comes round the final corner up to start his lap. Good to see him back tonight, Garrett. Not had the best of results that he'd have hoped for, though.
No, but like I said, time away from the boys, clear your head and try and get back into it. It's a hard thing to do.
He breaks into
He'll pick it up.
Yeah, hopefully. TMLS, I think, was just starting to race wheel for this second season, so maybe he's on the wheel for all these cars. You know, he's braving it out, like Clive, he's braving it out on the Thrustmaster. I think Sooty ought to brave it out on the wheel tomorrow as well.
Is that just to give you a chance?
We don't need it, buddy.
I know Gary doesn't.
TMLS there then. Seems to be struggling in these cars at the moment, either trying to get some heat in the tyres or it's not going to be a very quick lap. There is Rabbit. Greeny currently on pole, 1.9 quicker than Rabbit. That's Dean Wasaki currently third with Holty fourth.
Lovely livery on Rebby's car.
I bet Gary was going to say the same for Greeny's car. I bet you was happy when you saw Dean get his pole position in the rookies, weren't you, Sooty, after he's been getting quicker all week?
Oh yeah, it was. You know, he puts the practice in every day, and it's good to see him getting quicker. He is definitely getting quicker.
Not doing very well though tonight, is he?
No, he's not. No, he's been woeful.
There's Alfie. He's currently gone fourth fastest ahead of Dean Wasaki. Deeks has gone second at the moment. And Alfie's just put it in the wall, lit up the rear coming out of turn 2. There's Kieran. He's only 8th quickest at the moment. He's a championship leader. But he has pitted for soft, so this will be his first timed lap on the soft tyre. Let's keep an eye on this, Gary. Let's stay on board Kieran and see what kind of time he can do. He's only got 5.5 minutes left and he's already gone wide. I mean, without a doubt he'll be up on his time, but he's in traffic. This isn't what he wanted on the softer tyre.
No, it's not a clean run at the moment, but hopefully he will get a couple more laps in, I think. So
Easing that throttle down as he comes down the straight. Down the Sooty straight to the Sooty Send It.
Yeah, this will be interesting, Matt, because I've actually tried the soft in practice and found you only really got one lap in it once it was warm, so it'll be interesting to see what Kieran can do.
As Deeks has gone on pole by 9/10 of a second, and yeah, interesting you say that, because he has wasted pretty much half his qualifying, or sacrificed, should I say, half his qualifying to do what could be one really good lap. And if he doesn't get it right, then you know he's in a bit of a trouble, because he hasn't got the time to get back out and get another outlap in to warm his tyres up to get going again. What's it going to be as he crosses the line? Peaceful currently sits in second place. Deeks, the main championship rival here to Kieran. Kieran's gone second, only half a second off of Deeks. Now, are these tyres alright to do 2 laps? Is Kieran a bit better than Sutty on looking after his tyres? We'll see. But half a second he's got to find from somewhere. The top 4 separated by 9/10 of a second, with Greeny just over a second in 5th. As that is that Clive or Welsh? I think that's just lost it there. Welsh currently 6th and Clive 11th.
Oh, Kieran's on it.
Looking quick as he comes round the second right-hander to go down the back straight. What's his first set time going to be? He's 8/10 up. So at the minute, he may have done a better job at looking after his tyres than you, Sutty, because he's on fire so far.
I'll take that if it means my boy gets pole.
This will be good enough for pole position by 3/10 of a second. But we don't know what Deeks is doing at the moment. Deeks could go quicker. 7/10 up, so he's lost a bit of time coming through the Sutty Send It and the 2 left-handers. What's he going to make up around the final bend and up the start straight? Is he going to make anything up, in fact? Up we go.
Into the board.
Well, Deeks didn't improve last time round. They're all, with just under 3 minutes left, they're all on another lap. Kieran crosses the line and goes just quicker, 0.08 of a second faster. Deeks doesn't have a lot of time to find. Kieran lost a lot in the final 2 sectors. What can Deeks do? He's got his teammate just behind him, who's struggling down in 9th. Not used to seeing Ulti this far down, but he is struggling at the moment. Smithy's just gone above TMLS. He's only 5.8 off of the lead now at the moment. Welshie currently sits 6th, so a good time for Welshie. Here's Alfie in 7th. Does he improve? No. I tell you what, look at the top 5 and then look at 6th place. I know it's Welshie and he's new, but the guys 6th and below in these cars just are nowhere near, and one of them is Holty. Here comes Rebby. Can he gain any time? He has half a second behind Kieran now. He will get time for 2 more laps. Smithy's called it a day, so unless he comes back out the pits now, he's not going to get another time in. Greeny's going to cross the line. Can he find any time? No. Dean Wasoki's just gone 6th, so a good lap from Dean Wasoki. He may get time for 2 more laps. TMLS is in the pit, so he's done as well. Peaceful Explosion crosses the line. No improvement from him. Where's Deeks? That's Dean. There's Deeks. So no improvement from Deeks last time out. We'll get 1, maybe get 2. Kieran 8. That's Dean Wasoki off, so he's only going to get round to get 1 more lap in. Stays out of everybody's way. Deeks may get the slipstream of Rebby here, and what has got to be the worst colours on the grid in A or B.
Deeks is 7/10 up, by the way.
7/10. This is one.
Very quick lap.
Yeah, definitely. Provided he doesn't lose the rear. And just as Gary mentions he's up, he's lost the rear. The curse of the commentator. He's backed out. He's gone into the pits. So that's the pole position gone. So has Kieran got pole at the moment? There's still others out there that's going to get another lap time in. Curse of the commentator there, Gary.
Yeah, do apologise. Sorry, Deeks.
Can Greeny find any time? He will get 1 more lap time in. He's a second behind Kieran at the moment. He's going to cross the line now. And he is. He's gone pole position. He's the 10th up on Kieran. So what a lap time from Greeny there. No poles or fastest laps in this one, but he's took pole position at the minute. Holty's just gone 1.6 quicker, so he's up to 5th. Greeny's pitted. Kieran's backed out of it. Cannot improve, so Greeny may have pole. Where's Rebby? Here comes Peaceful. Does he improve on 6th place? No, nothing from him. That's him complete. Dean Wasoki will be on 1 last timed lap, as is Holty. Where's Rebby on track? There's Welshie. He sits down in 8th. Rebby's here. Rebby is on a time, so Rebby. Here comes Swimfins. Can he improve on his 1:50? He's going to cross the line to finish his qualifying and doesn't improve, unfortunately for him. Here comes Welshie, next man on track. I think after that it's Holty, isn't it, or Rebby? Can Welshie improve on 8th? Needs to find 1.3 to knock Dean down. Needs to find a good 3 seconds to get anywhere in the top 6, because they've all done quick times. All in the 120s. Welsh can't improve. Who's next to come round and finished? I think it might be, it's Rebby. So Dean's pitted, he's backed out of it. So just Rebby and Holty to go. Can they take pole off of Greeny? Can they get a top 3 start on the grid? Rebby crosses the line now. He's got on pole position by half a second. What a lap that is. So Greeny not get his first pole in these. And Holty, did he improve? We'll wait to find out. No, stays 5th. So Rebby right at the end takes pole position from Greeny. Kieran will start on the second row of the grid alongside Deeks. Holty in 5th with Peaceful Explosion. So the Tin Top Tours and H&D Motorsport in for a cracking battle here. Dean Wasocki starts 7th from Welshie. Alfie splits Welshie and his teammate Smithy. Smithy starts 10th. I think TMLS 11th and Swimfins 12th. So the rev rise here in the hard compound Ginetta GT4, and it's go. Rebby gets a good start. He can't lag and take anyone off this time, but look at the start Rebby has got. He's away well. D gets forced onto the grass and comes back on and collects. I think Welshie, Dean and Welshie, or is it Smithy? No, it is Welshie spinning round. Oh, it's carnage. That's some of the Tin Top Tourers guys, and one of the H&D Motorsport. Greeny was also caught up in that. Rebby leads from Holty, Peaceful, Greeny, Deeks, Kieran, Alfie, Dean Wasocki, Smithy, Welsh's TMLS and Swimfin. So carnage, turn 1. We said, Gary, it was probably going to happen in one of the races, and of course trust it to be the GT4s.
Yeah, very hard car to get off the line and get some heat in his tyres, to be fair. That does not feel like it turns where you want it to, first few laps, so...
First lap, mate, and what it's done is it's allowed Rebby to get a second up the road as Smithy's on the grass here. Rejoins. Rebby's just gone at the moment. What can Holty do about it? But for the championship leader Kieran, he sits down in 6th place. Rebby really can pull himself back into the championship contention with this win. And Deeks, he's 5th. He's going to want to gain on the 31 points he is behind at the moment. Chaos off the start line. And away we go. Here's Peaceful on the back of Holty. Oh, Rebby must have had a slowdown somewhere, because all of a sudden Holty and Peaceful are coming at him like there's no tomorrow. The lights are on all these cars, bar Rebby's. Needs to get his head down and get away, and he hasn't done that, Gary. He's being caught by Holty, and does Holty think of making a move? No, he doesn't. Holty here, he's that far back in the title race. He's really got to help his teammate out in this one. Looks up at turn 3 in the inside and can't do it. Really got to try and help his teammate out, which is obviously Deeks down in 5th. It's going to be hard to help him out 5th place. All they can do is hold the front runners up. Where is Deeks? Just coming through the chicane behind Greeny there. I think Dean Wasocki's at a moment, because he's down in 10th now, but we can't take our eyes off this three-way battle for the lead as Peaceful touch the grass. They're going to have to slipstream down the back straight towards the Sooty Sendit corner. We are near enough for the lead here, and in the background Deeks and Kieran will want to get on the back of this. Holty looks left, looks right, he's going to pull out. Is he going to think about round the outside? Oh, just turns in and Rebby was there. They managed to keep it on track. Holty's been tagged by Peaceful and they're both round. Can they rejoin? They do. Holty rejoins in front of his teammate. Can he get back up to speed before Kieran catches him? He can. So now can he help his teammate and keep Kieran behind him and let Deeks get some more points? Peaceful tapped Holty there after Holty turned in on Rebby, but Greeny now battling with Rebby for the lead as Kieran clatters the red and white barrier all over the track, so that's not going to help anyone. Smithy, just a shout out to him, up in 7th at the moment. So a good run from Smithy at the minute. 12 seconds behind the front 6. Behind the leader, sorry. About 10 seconds behind the front 6. And who's that? That's Deeks. Holty. No, it was Deeks, sorry. Who was all sideways there as he was catching Greeny. Got to get his head down. Could we see Rebby win this one? No, Deeks is round again. That's going to let Kieran through. And Deeks hasn't got away with that one. And Kieran's going to make a move on Holty. He's thinking about it. Holty, I think, got the better run out of the chicane there. So Deeks has dropped to 5th after Peaceful's lost it as well. But the battle out front, Greeny looking to gain on Rebby. Greeny only down in 7th. These two can really start to bump up their championship challenge here, as Deeks and Kieran not having the best of races, running 4th and 5th at the time being.
TMLS cameraman really does not like the zoom on the Sutty Send at corner.
No, he doesn't. TMLS has just passed Smithy for 8th place. Dean Wasaki down in 11th, with Welshie Smithy 9th and 10th. Craig Leach, just out of interest, what a Group A lapping in these? A bit quicker than that one, I think, Craig. I will have a look. I'll dive into my book of notes.
Cracking time by Greeny. 1:27.4.
Yeah, we're in the 126s, is what I've done. 125s, I think me and Sutty's done one time as well. So we're running about 2 seconds a lap quicker than these boys, but we'll wait and see tomorrow night what happens. As there's Welchie on the back of his teammate. They've seemed to run close together all night of these two, with Dean Wasaki currently 4 seconds behind this little battle. Greeny out front, the gap's down to 0.5 of a second.
And on the back of Holty as well, coming out of the chicane.
Yeah, he's got to get the move done. He's got, while Deeks is dropping points, he's got to start to pull away from him, hasn't he? He's got to get the move done on Holty. Try and get a podium finish to get some more points on Deeks. What this does do for the H&D Motorsport guys is it pulls a few points back in the constructors as well here. Greeny putting all sorts of pressure on Rebby. Kieran's putting all sorts of pressure on Holty. Deeks and Peaceful in their own little race at the minute. TMLS is up to 7th as he's past Alfie. Smithy catching on the back of Alfie with Welshie following. Dean Wasaki sort of in his own little race, as is Swinfins. Can Greeny get the run up to turn 1? He dives into the slipstream. Can he get that run up to the first corner? I think he's a bit too far back this time round. No, can't do it here. Lovely onboard footage from our cameraman tonight. Yeah, just not look. He seems to be catching Rebby in the wrong places, Gary.
Yeah, it's very hard to overtake in this complex, to be fair. As we see, Kieran's struggling as well. Just bide your time and be patient.
Set them up for the two right-handers for the back straight, maybe try and get in the slipstream.
You've still got to get the move done at the end of the slipstream, though, that's the only issue.
Yeah, that is the issue.
Kieran's got a lovely run here.
Kieran seemed very twitchy on the throttle, and Greeny does have a lovely run. And he is going to have a look here, and it's just a look for the time being, but he's letting Rebby know he's there. The lights are on, and look how close he is to him now after the Sutty Sendit corner. He's got the two lefts, and then the final corner to go. You can use the curbs a bit more in these cars. These guys not seeming to use the curbs at the moment. Dean's past Welshie, and Alfie's repassed TMLS. Smithy's on the back of this little battle. In fact, Smithy side by side leans on TMLS a little bit there, and Smithy looks like he's going to get a move done at the Sutty Sendit with Alfie just in front, as Welshie's off in the background. Smithy, TMLS on the brakes. TMLS turns into the corner, but there's Smithy. Tries to get it done on the cutback, but can't do it. So Smithy gets the move done for 8th. Kieran, I think he's having a look on Holty as well. The gap's 2/10. Kieran, oh, I thought he lit up the rears then. He hasn't, and he's managed to keep the car pointing in the right direction, but Greeny hasn't. And is that Swinfins who he's been caught up with? I think it might be, because we've seen Alfie with Smithy and TMLS in that battle, so I think Greeny has maybe been caught up with Swinfins there. But that's no, he didn't fancy it, but that's allowed Holty and Kieran through, and Kieran will not mind that at all. There's another car between him and Deeks. So Rebby's got a break now. Greeny turns the lights back on. Was Kieran weaving a bit there? Not sure what that's all about.
Trying to dislodge that front bumper, I reckon.
Possibly. To be dragging along the floor, no doubt, as it bounces along. Look at Kieran gain on Holty, just riding that curb a bit more. Holty stays well away from it. Now, question is, can you get the run on the final corner, up the hill. These cars get up the hill a bit better than the Clios, the Ginetta and the rookies. Bit more oomph in these cars. And look at the run he's got in the slipstream. When's he going to pull? Got to pull to the right, surely. I don't think he's going to, though. He's going to go left and go around the outside. Looks for the cutback, but it isn't there. Holty actually, it seemed like he couldn't get on the power as quick as he'd have liked to, as Kieran caught him no end mid-corner, but can't get the move done, and you're not going to get it done in this little complex, although Kieran's going to have a go and does send one, but he's too far back, and Holty manages to get around the corner. Holty span, Rebby span. Oh, Rebby's flipped his green, he's clipped him. Holty lost the rear. Rebby was already round. Rebby currently on his roof. Deeks now up to third. That's where the reset button can be used. If you're on your roof, you can't use it if you're off on your own. Dean Wysoki's now past Alfie in the background, or way back down the order, should I say. Rebby's gone from 1st to 6th in the space of 4 corners, Gary.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened there, to be fair. I just see Rebby on his roof and everyone collected him. Yeah,
Rebby and Holty round. Kieran finished Holty off, and then Greeny flipped Rebby, and Kieran now leads this race from Greeny, who stays second after all of that. And Deeks is now third. There's still the car in between him and Kieran, which he won't want. Well, but he's third.
Teammates try and work together here to move up the field, is he?
I possibly reckon so, as Holty's not really in this championship. He's not really in it at all, so he may stay behind Deeks here, or try and help Deeks out a bit. They are 3. There's Greeny going over the brow of the hill as these two have just come out the final corner. In fact, that's the race complete, Gary. That's the end of that one. Kieran then takes the win. Yeah, that one's gone. That one has flew by. Bit of a better race here. Sut, did you enjoy that one?
Yeah, it was good. I didn't want Kieran to win that way, but might be a bit questionable. But yeah, it was a good race. All kicked off in the last lap.
Maybe one for the steward's office. It all happened and we didn't even notice it. So Kieran from Greeny, Deeks third, Holty fourth. Peaceful Explosion will take a 5th. Rebby's going to take 6th. Followed by Smithy, who's going to come home in a very good 7th place for him. TMLS will follow home in 8th position. All being well, yeah, there he is. Dean Wysoki looks like he's going to get 9th. Welsh is going to come across in 10th. With Swimfins 12th already, and Alfie will cross the line 11th. So an instant between Greeny and Swimfins maybe, and then you get round the... That was turn 3. You get round turn 4 and Rebby's facing the wrong way, and Holty started to lose the rear end. It all kicked off, Gary.
Yeah, it all kicked off. There's a lot going on, a lot of points to play for, so everyone's making the moves. And like you say, there's not a lot of places to make the moves around here, so it's kind of... you got to send it and hopefully not cause any trouble.
Try and get Deeks in for an interview, and we'll see who got fastest lap. Greeny takes the fastest lap. No, sorry, Rebby takes the quickest lap. Apologies. So Rebby takes an extra 2 points there on fastest lap. Let's get Deeks in for an interview. All kicked off on that last lap, Sutty. And that's gave Kieran the win and extends his championship lead. Obviously, this may be before penalties, but something he'd have wanted there.
I think so. Luckily, he was in the right place at the right time. Like you say, with the penalties and that, once it's reviewed, whether they'll all stay in them positions remains to be seen. Yeah, but it was a good race. It shows you how close they all are by the lap times they were doing. The best lap.
It does. Evening, Deeks.
Are you okay?
Yeah, yo.
Yeah, not too bad.
That was a bit of a chaotic race.
It's a bit disappointing, yeah, it was. I had a massive spin in the end, which is all my own fault.
Yeah, and then it all went wrong on the last lap for Holty and Rebby and Greeny, and you managed to somehow get a podium.
They were too far in front, I couldn't see really what had happened.
Greeny, I think, had a come in with swim fins, and Rebby and Holty had lost it on their own. It looked
what,
it.
Swim fins was in the way?
We didn't see what happened, but swim fins and Greeny was both off. And we've seen Holty and Rebby around on their own.
Right. Somebody was on the roof.
That was Rebby. Greeny come round the corner and, had nowhere to go because there was Kieran and Holty and caught Rebby and he was on his roof. But no, you must be happy with the podium. Obviously, you lose a bit of ground to Kieran, but still.
Yeah. Well done, Kieran, for the win.
Going forward, still trying to push for wins?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Good, good.
Yeah.
Well, best luck for the rest of the evening, mate.
Thank you, mate.
Cheers, buddy.
Best of luck, Diggs.
Cheers, pal.
Cheers for. Are you going now, Sutty, as well, or are you? What are you doing? Yeah. Well,
no,
cheers.
I'll be going now.
Cheers for joining us, buddy. It's been nice to have you here, and hopefully you can commentate with Gary next week.
Oh, no worries. We'll give it a go, I think. Right. Evening, Gary.
See you, mate. Well done.
See you later on. Bye, lads. Bye.
Bye, buddy.
Bye, buddy.
Bye, buddy.
So we go to the British Touring Car Chat Porsche Carrera Cup. You enjoy these ones, Gary?
No, struggle with these around here. It's a very, very hard car.
What I will just point out and notice, Greenie has an S licence. So well done, Greenie.
Well
On your
done,
S,
going well in that race.
yeah, on your S-Class licence there. Rebby up to 63%. Dean's up to 41. Deeks is up to down to 28. Kieran's on 84, so could Kieran end up with an S-Class licence tonight as well? If Dean and Deeks get their S-Class, there'll be 2 S-Class veterans in the Group B group. That'd be fantastic.
Be very good.
Yeah, so you don't like the Porsches then?
No, not round here. Definitely not. It's a hard car.
It is a hard car. Do you like them in general, though?
Yeah, I like them in general, but you've got to... you need long corners to get the power down, because 1 minute it feels like the car's got loads of grip, and then all of a sudden it's got none. And it's especially tricky around Sugo.
We'll see what happens around here. It should be some fun, no doubt, as we just wait for everybody. Waiting for Dean Wasocki, Smithy, and that is that. So we're just waiting for them
we'll find a few lose the rear end in the first corner in this one.
Yeah, we've seen the incident at turn 1, obviously, in the GT4s. We may find a similar incident in this one. Smithy, we're just waiting to get in the right car, and we're waiting for Dean. No doubt Dean's possibly popped for a quick toilet break or something. Either way, he needs to be in the right car. 2 races left tonight then, Gary. Are you enjoyed tonight?
Yeah, it's not too bad. Like I said, I haven't really watched a lot because I've been concentrating, but I'll give it my best go anyway.
Dean's in the right car, as is Smithy now, so we're all set to go. No, you've done well tonight, buddy. You've probably done a better job tonight than you will do tomorrow. I hope, anyway.
I hope not.
Just the Clios. Just have a bad night in the Clios and the rookies. That'll do me. That'll do me.
There's going to have to be a lot of respect tomorrow night. To be fair, there's been quite a bit of respect tonight, in all fairness.
Yeah, not as bad as we thought at the minute.
No, I thought there was going to be a few more incidents to have a look over, but...
Kieran hasn't upped this to a 15-minute race. So it looks like a 20-minute touring car race again here. Oh, that could be fun to watch, as there is only 3 BMW cars on the grid, depending on what TMLS chooses. But as we've seen in Group B, the BMWs haven't had the same effect as in Group A. It's been the front-wheel drive cars that lead the way in that, but we'll get to that after this one. So in the Porsche Carrera Cup, it's Deeks who leads. We heard from him a minute ago. 18 points clear of Rebby, 19 points clear of the Don, who can't be here tonight. That must be heartbreaking for him. Could have really forced Deeks into a title battle as we go to Long Beach. Greenie's only 22 behind. Kieran's only 23 behind. Holty's only 25 behind. And Peaceful's only 27. Dean's only 32. So a lot, it's tight.
Very tight. A lot of points to play for.
Yeah, all you have to do is have a bad race. I do actually have the points in front of me. And in the Porsches, for a race win, it's 20 points. If Dean wins the race and the top 7 have bad races, really pulls.
You get out the pits, always instance there.
Yeah, that's Dean. Speaking of Dean, he's round at the pit lane.
Oh dear.
That's gone well.
It'll be interesting to see what weather conditions and nighttime racing we get this evening.
Yeah, well, I don't think he's changed the time, so he might not have caught the weather button this time. But yeah, he's not, 32 points between, if Lil Trevor here, the gap would be 36 between the top line. 20 points for a win. If you're Deeks and you have a bad night, you could start tumbling down the list quite quickly. So Lil Trev 9th, Alfie 10th, Big Boy Brazier 11th, TMLS 12th, Swimfins 13th, BTC Reed 14th, Welshie sits 15th, and Smithy yet to score in these at the moment.
I think the teammates have come out the pits together at the back, so maybe they're planning working together.
Yeah, maybe. That'll be interesting to see. And in the Constructors Championship, H&D Motorsport lead the way again in this one. 12 points clear, a wiggle from the Tintop Tourers. Then Team Wakasaki, K&G Racing, Register Racing, AJ Motorsport and the Hard Compound Racing. So all to play for in this one at the moment. We're on board Holty, the first car on track for a lap. Just watch how gentle he is on the throttle. You know, he's not urged to slam it down. Round here, stable, Gary, or...?
No, I'll probably be loose round here, to be fair.
Yeah. Bit of the loosey-goosey. AMH will obviously be in this one tomorrow night. He's such a tough competitor, isn't he?
He's very tough. But he's clean, you know you can have a good race with him.
Yeah. You may bump him, though, from time to time, as we've seen it before in previous races.
Yeah, but as you know, we're all human. We all make mistakes, but
no,
when
we
you're
don't.
that fast and that close together, that is racing. That's part
and it
of
just goes to show, you look back at the last, you look back at Brands A, Hatch, Group A, yourself, Ben and AMH had a good three-way battle. You look at last week with myself, Iceman and AMH, good, clean, hard, but fair racing. And this is what we love to see in this league.
That is what we're here to watch and support and cheer on and have a beer with and crack on.
Yeah. Definitely, as Holty's coming towards the end of his lap. It's a bit strange doing an onboard lap with no corners or names, bar the Sooty Sendit corner.
Very clean lap, I must just add.
Yeah, very clean and very cautious as well. He's not seemed to just get the power straight back down. He's really took his time on the throttle. And this is why Holty is doing well. 125.4. That's a good banker as well, that. As Deeks is a second slower from Kieran, though. Done a 24.3, so that's an even better banker. You look at the time start to come in, and Holty's 25.4 looks a good banker, but Kieran's is even better.
That is a very quick lap, first time round.
Indeed. There's some other lap times going to start to come in now then. Here's Greeny, he's not done a time yet. Dean Wasaki has, he's gone P5 at the moment, 7 seconds off the pace. Couldn't make it out of the pit, so I'm surprised he's got round for his lap. Swimfins is off at the final corner.
He needs to get that out of the way from the inside.
He does. There. The yellow flag's waving at the first of the turn at the two left-handers.
I think we get it in reverse. Oh, there we go. He's away.
Holty is on his way. Tim Ass has done a lap, but he's 35 seconds off the pace. Holty 2 seconds up here. So if he's 2 seconds up, what's Kieran going to be? We'll see Holty cross the line. The Swimfins has only just properly got going back up the straight. Over the brow of the hill goes Swimfins. Is he going to set a time, or is it lap time invalid? Must have been lap time invalid, but here comes Holty. 2.3 quicker. He's 1.2 up on Kieran. Here's Kieran, though. 1.5 quicker. He's 0.2 up over Holty. Deeks half a second behind. Rebby's improved, but he's still 1.5 seconds behind Kieran. Smith is up into 5th at the moment. 7 seconds off the pace. Here's Rebby. There's Welshie. Cameraman picks him up there. Look, looks like he's had a bit of incident somewhere. Swimfins didn't fancy the chicane that time round. Rebby giving him a bit of a flash of the lights there.
Hopefully he can get past clean. Oh, just as the cameraman loses focus.
Clean as a whistle, that's what we want to see. Peaceful has gone 6th. Dean Wasaki's down in 8th. Rebby's 0.2 up on his time yet, but it really isn't enough. Greeny, yeah, I've just noticed that. Greeny with an outstanding lap of 122.4, 0.3 better than Kieran, and he's 0.6 up here. So Greeny is flying at the moment with 4.5 minutes remaining. Greeny has yet to win in this one. Does have a fastest lap or pole position to his name, not quite sure. Oh, and 0.7 up, he's just binned it. Exactly what you did to Deeks last lap. It hasn't. That corner as well, it caught Deeks out in the last one. Holty's just gone quicker. 900ths, pretty much a 10th quicker than Greeny though. So where's Kieran? Has he crossed the line? I think he has. No improvement from Kieran this time round. Only 3/10 behind Holty. There's Peaceful Explosion though. 2.1 off the lead. Can he get anywhere near it this time round? Can he get anywhere near the top four's times? They're all brilliant lap times at the minute. Top 3 in the 122s. Peaceful crosses the line. He goes fourth. 6/10 down on the time. Someone has spanned turn 1. Who's that? Oh, that looks... Oh, well, Peaceful span himself. That looks to be Greeny, I do believe, who span there. Here comes Smithy, 17 seconds down. Yeah, it was Greeny. Smithy was 17 seconds down on his time, so not the best time from him.
As well as you can put a time in.
Yeah, he does so, and it puts him P11 just behind his teammate by 0.3 of a second as he goes wide at turn 1 on the exit and wide at turn 2 as the back end wants to step out. Oti must have had a problem as he's 10 seconds down this lap. Here comes Greeny. He's 10 seconds down this lap as well. What's Kieran going to do then? Holty and Greeny are down on the time. What's Kieran? Up by 0.8 of a second and takes pole by half a second from Holty at the minute. That's a brilliant lap. The first man in the 121s. Rebby's just on the 122 too, so the track getting quicker with the tyres fully up to temperature. There's Dean Wasocki. He's grass tracking, it looks like. Cameraman picks him up. I think he cut that corner a bit there. Alfie's in the pits. So unless he comes back out, he's not getting a time in. TMLS. The cameraman's not being your friend tonight, Gary.
He isn't, not on this side, not on the slightly sender corner.
Every time you try to pick up a different driver, they just either get breaking into it or coming out of it, and the cameraman can't seem to find them. I think Alfie's time's done there. I think he may be done for qualifying tonight in this one. That's Swimfins who's wide. Keeps out to TMLS's way. What's TMLS's time going to be? He's currently 4 seconds off the pace. Sits P9. Can he get into the 124s with Alfie and Dean? No, he can't. 0.6 down on his time, so not the best laps there. Holty looks like he'd made a mistake. That's Deeks as well who's off. So Kieran 0.3 quicker than Rebby at the minute. And Holty having a problem and Deeks having a problem. Deeks probably just getting in Holty's way a little bit there. Getting in Rebby's way a little bit. Is that going to affect anybody? Greeny's down to 5th. Kieran's gone even faster. 121.4 for Kieran Argent. 0.7 quicker than Rebby, who's round at the final corner. So Greeny and Peaceful and Deeks, who was all under a second to Kieran Argent, now are just over a second. Peaceful 1.6 off his teammate. Kieran seems up for this one. Yet to win in the Porsches. Has one fastest lap or pole position to his name. Best finish of 3rd, a worst finish of 9th. Well, can he get his first win in these Porsches? Based on his qualifying time, he's really chucking that car around. Half a second down, though, through Sector 1. Here's Deeks. What's Deeks going to be? Is he a slipstream for his teammate? He's 1 second down. Holty's the car behind. Deeks is now pitted. So obviously not much of a slipstream because he'd have gone down the straight, you reckon. Greeny and Dean Wasocki look like they're going to get another time in. So's Peaceful. Just Deeks and Alfie in the pits. Dean's gone 8th place. TMLS has gone up to 7th. So he's managed to get into the 124s. Dean's put it in the pits, so obviously feels he can't improve. Welshie will get another lap in. Currently sits 11th. Is this Smithy's last lap? Can he just cross the line in time? I think he's going to miss out. Yeah, that's Smithy done. And he's only 10th, so no improvement for Smithy. Here's Peaceful Explosion, though. Currently P6 on the grid. Holty and Deeks in the pits. It's only Rebby who can challenge Kieran Argent. There's only 3 cars, I do believe, on lap times. Welshie might be the 4th. Peaceful's up. Swimfins is done. There's a car crossing the line. Not sure who that is. Is Greeny up coming through Sector 2? No. Where's Peaceful Explosion? Oh, he's gone wide. He was 0.7 up. He's gone wide, so he's in the pits. Where's Welshie? Greeny obviously down on his time, so he's not going to be able to find that little bit he needed to get 4th off of Deeks. Greeny's going to cross the line now. Oh, he has improved. He's gone up to P3, apologies. Looked like he was down on his time, but he's not. He's P3. I think it's just Welshie we're waiting to cross the line. It is. Can Welshie break inside the top 10 and bump his teammate down a place? Can he find enough time to knock Alfie to 9th? We'll find out. But at the minute, it's Kieran Argent who's going to take pole position in the Porsches. Rebby second with Greeny. Great qualifying up into P3. Holty's 4th. Deeks is 5th. Peaceful Explosion 6th. TMLS 7th. Dean Wisocki 8th. Alfie 9th. Welshie did get 10th in the end, with Smithy up to an F licence now. So well done, Smithy. And Swimfin's bringing up the rear in P12. Good qualifying, that good lap, heck of a lap from Greeny. The revs rise here. And the lights are on. It's green here at Sugo. Not the best of starts from Kieran, but a heck of a launch from Holty, who forces Kieran onto the grass and a bit of lag. And what has happened there? He's bounced all over the screen. Not 100% sure what's happened there, Gary.
I don't know how more people ain't gone skipping across the track there.
I don't know. What a bit of lag, surely. But Holty leads from Kieran. Rebby down to 3rd, Greeny 4th, side by side. He's going to force the move and gets it done. Rebby's car looks like it's been in the wars.
100%. That has seen some activity either with Wall or other cars.
Yeah, definitely. That's Deeks off in the gravel at the moment. Championship leader in the gravel and currently running P5, and has Alfie catching him in the background. Oh no, championship leaders. No, that's the wrong championship, sorry. That was the touring cars. Yeah, Deeks championship leader. There's TMLS, he's up to 7th. The Sooty Sender is not your friend tonight. Either way, Deeks 5th at the moment. He's going to be interested. He's got his teammate who leads the way, but his teammate can't really help him out, as he's only 25 points behind himself in this title. Like we said, a good result for anybody and a bad result for the leaders could help them out. When who's that backwards? That was TMLS facing the wrong way. Hopefully no one else can collect him there. That's Welshie coming around. He's now moved to the inside of the track, and Swimfin's coming around as well. Sorry, no, Smithy coming around. Swimfin's on lap 2. He's already half a lap behind, so not sure what's happened to Swimfin's here then. That was Rebby on the grass. Deeks though, P5. For Deeks and Rebby, they want to be in front of these three. Kieran looked like he made a bit of a mistake there. They want to be in front of these three. TMLS is in the pits, so did he have a jump start? Not sure why he's in the pits. Has he retired or is he just in there, Gary? No, it looks like he's just in. It looks like he's just driving through, doesn't it? Or has he made a pit stop looking at that thing?
He hasn't been in there long enough.
No, he hasn't. You're right. So maybe a drive-through for TMLS again. Nevertheless, back to the action at the front. Kieran trying to keep the pressure on Holt. Here's the gap 7/10, but Greeny's not letting Kieran get away from him. Greeny ahead of Kieran in the championship, and Holty behind the pair of them. So this could turn the title upside down here. The way it stands at the minute, championship leader sits 5th. Second place in the championship sits 4th. Greeny, who's 4th in the title with Don not being here, sits 3rd, and Kieran, who sits 5th in the title, sits 2nd, and Holty, who sits 6th in the title, sits in the lead. The only person who's in the correct spot is Peaceful in 7th place at the moment, place behind Elfie, looking to get more points and cement his place in the top 10. Dean Wisocki's down in 10th place at the moment, so behind Greeny and Welshie. There is a car going slow, so what has happened? Who is that going slow? Swimfin's out the way safely there as the leaders all come through. Swimfin's, in fact, that was smartly done by Swimfin's to cut the chicane there to keep out the other two guys' way as well.
Yep, very good. Very professional. Good respect for the other drivers.
Yeah, definitely. Greeny looks like he's putting just enough pressure on Kieran that Holt is now starting to get away. The two in the background, Rebby and Deeks, they're having a good little battle between themselves as well.
Not going to change. Because we'll end up...
Oh, Kieran's gone wide. He's made a mistake himself. And Greeny's going to come back through. Oh, that's a bit naughty from Kieran rejoining there. That could be a penalty afterwards. Greeny could look at send that one in. There's Alfie in the background who's going to catch up these two. Greeny, a flash of his one light. That was a bit naughty from Kieran, Garrett.
I was a little bit naughty, but when you're fighting for championships and you need to get through the pack, there's not many places to pass. You have got to try something.
He was rejoining from the edge of the circuit though, so maybe an unsafe rejoin there.
Possibly.
If so, that will not run in his favour at all. As Alfie now all over the back of Kieran. Kieran could lose out even more here. For Holty, that doesn't even help Holty out with Rebby and Deeks now sitting second and third. Holty will gain a few points, but not a lot. Gary, you're a Liverpool fan, just to let you know they've lost to Arsenal 2-1 tonight.
Oh, lovely. Thank you for that.
Yeah, no, you're welcome. I mean, it's no Wigan, is it? It's no 8-0 from the Latics.
No, that was a very impressive result as well.
Go on, the boys. And Kieran's round again. Probably pushing it too hard, and he's lost the rear, and he's lost fifth to Alfie. There's his teammate, Peaceful. Not really in the well, it's in the THR race. He's 27 points behind. He's now past Kieran. So championship contender down in 7th place. Here is Greeny. He's got to try and get back on the back of Deeks here. You can see he's doing that as Deeks is nowhere near Rebby, and Holty's got a 4.5 second gap. Holty could win his 4th race tonight. That's not bad going.
All night throughout every single car. So.
Yeah, bar the GT4. He didn't look the quickest in the GT4, but race isn't over yet. There's still 4 minutes to go. Where's Dean?
Well strung out.
Yeah, you tend to get this with the Porsches. I think this looks the closest battle on track. This is why I mentioned the football. You tend to get this in the Porsche race. Dean is back up to 8th. Must have passed Welchie and Smithy a while ago. Here they are, lapping swim fins up the start straight. Welchie trying to keep with Dean Wisocki. Welchie's car looks in immaculate condition. Say he's in the back of the pack.
Oh, I thought that was going to be an instant, but well stopped swim fin. Yeah, that is immaculate condition. That nearly looked like it's been in the pits and had a polish up halfway through the race.
Yeah, quick buffer. New bodywork on that, maybe. It's not like the touring cars where you just slap a load of duct tape on it, is it? Nah. Greeny really putting the pressure on Deeks, the championship leader here. 22 points separate these two in the championship race. And Deeks has got it all sideways, coming through the second of the left-handers. Onto the gravel, will rejoin safely there. But that's dropped him to 4th and promoted Greeny to 3rd. So for Holty, Rebby and Greeny, points pulled on the championship leader so far. Can Greeny gain the 5 seconds in just under 3 minutes to catch up to the back of Rebby? Can Kieran gain on his teammate and gain on Alfie? There's his teammate. There's Alfie going over the top of the hill. Deeks up the inside of Greeny and they've touched. Greeny's been spun around for the 2nd time tonight. Uses the reset button, which actually shouldn't be allowed that. Should only use the reset button if you have flipped it. He clearly didn't flip it and used the reset button. So maybe something to chat about in the admin after, but that's the 2nd time Greeny's been tapped round. And again, by one of his championship rivals.
To be fair, I don't know about you, Matthew, but I haven't actually seen anything officially been said about the reset button. I know it's been talked about, but nothing has been officially announced. No,
nothing has been announced, but I know in the admin chat it has been said. Deeks kindly led him back through there. Deeks may have had a return position or may have felt he was in the wrong. No, nothing has been announced. Obviously, people back at work now. I know Tyler and Andrew busy at work to not be able to post anything on the group, but it was mentioned. It was meant to have been posted. It has been reminded each week on the stream. Either way, he did it in a safe place, and it wasn't done like I think the argument was at Brands Indy where people was using it and returning when the gap maybe wasn't there to do it. At least at the time, but Deeks has repassed Greeny after letting him back through. So Deeks back up into 3rd place. Here then. This Porsche race has not been much to talk about at all. There's Dean Wisocki chipping away at the gap to Kieran. It's down to 5.7 seconds. So is Kieran just making a few more mistakes as we head into the final minute of this race? Dean has chipped away at that gap. He wasn't 6 seconds behind before. Kieran looked like he ran wide there, actually, as we were saying that. And Greeny all over the back of Deeks. He's going to want to get the move done. I think this might be the last lap. Yeah, it probably will be the last lap. Deeks just on the grass there. He's going to run a bit wider. Maybe a slow down penalty, but Greeny's already gone up the what will be the inside into the sooty send it. Right hander. There's Alfie and Peaceful in the background. Oh no, couldn't get the move done. Deeks has run wide though, and can Greeny get the move done on the exit? He'll be on the outside for the two left-handers. No, he doesn't. Backs out of it again there, Gary.
Yeah, and it looked like he might get lucky. We might have another lap here. As Holty's now about to come over the finish line to start the last lap.
Yeah, you're right. We will get another lap. That is TML. No, it's Swimfins who's been lapped again. TMLS might get lapped on this lap. Here's just come around the corner. So we are on the final lap of the race. So Greeny has got to get it done now, if anything. Said Dean was chipping away at Kieran's time. He's actually fell back to 8 seconds now. So either Kieran's got going. Rebby, I tell you what, Rebby slowly chipped away at Holty's time. Whether that's Holty getting comfortable and just staying in a rhythm, but Rebby's brought the gap down. It was 5 seconds earlier in the race.
Gone past back like the race. They might have got held up slightly.
Yeah, fair point. Fair point.
Greeny's really getting on the back of
he is
Deeks now.
He needs to make the move done, Garrett. We saw in the rookies in Group A last week. You got the move done right at the last second.
Yeah, that could have ended badly.
And this is getting to championship deciding times. This is where titles are being decided, or getting close to being decided. You've got to get these places and moves done. As Alfie spins in the background, does that help Peaceful Explosion and Kieran out? In fact, Kieran must have made another mistake. Deeks is round. He's lost the rear at the sooty send it. And that's gave Greeny third. I was just mentioning Kieran. Dean Wisoki's on the back of Kieran, or within a second of Kieran. So not sure what's happened there. That's Alfie just in front of them, I do believe. But Holty's going to cross the line to take a 4th win tonight. An absolutely outstanding drive from him. A great drive from Rebby to get 2nd place. Oh, Dean Wisoki has lost it there. That's not what he wants. Greeny's going to come home to take 3rd. Deeks will take a 4th. Peaceful Explosion's going to take a 5th. Now then, can Kieran do Alfie for 6th place? Up the hill in the slipstream. He's already pulled out. He's got a wheel on the grass. That's not what you want. He's going to lose all his time up the hill. And Alfie is going to keep 6th. Kieran's going to drop it to 7th. With Dean Wisoki getting an 8th place. Smithy. Is he going to bring home the 9th? He is. He's going to bring home the bacon. Oh, no, in all fairness, that car looks like it's seen better days. That does. Well, shit, will complete the top 10.
The pit crew are definitely going to have some work today.
Yeah, definitely. With TMLS bringing up 11th and Swimfins bringing up 12th. I tell you what, for Smithy and Alfie, only the 2nd race of the season, they've been absolutely fantastic.
Yep. Totally agree. Very consistent.
Yeah. Let's get Rebby in for interview, I think, Gary.
No problem.
While we wait for TMLS to finish the race. TMLS then just crosses the line here in what was a pretty dull race. Who gets the fastest lap? Let's double check. 121.5 from Greeny. 120, the only guy in the 121, so a heck of a lap from him. Takes the fastest lap there. So that's really going to turn the championship on its head, especially with Deeks losing out to Greeny in the end from a mistake he made himself. Let's see what the championship looks like here then, as we wait for Rebby. It was Holty from Rebby with Greeny, Deeks 4th, Peaceful Explosion 5th, Kieran 6th, Alfie 7th, Dean 8th, Smithy 9th, Welchie 10th, TMLS 11th, and Swimfins bringing up the rear. I was just saying there, Gary, that the only guy in the 121s was Greeny. That's a heck of a lap.
That is very quick.
121.5.
There's not a lot between all that top 6, to be fair, all within each other, so...
Yeah, good times all around the board.
I don't think we're going to get Rebby by the look of things. Should we try Peaceful?
Yeah, we could try Peaceful Explosion, try and get him in. Kieran says in the chat.
Should we try one of the new boys?
Oh, you can try Greeny if you want. Yeah, let's get Clive in, or Greeny. Get Clive or Greeny.
Just try the little go, see if he accepts.
Kieran, 20-minute touring car race, don't forget, buddy. So with that, Gary, the championship, Deke still leads, but it's down to 14 points from Rebby. Holty's third now on 18 points behind, and Greeny's only 19 points behind, with Kieran and Peaceful 26 and 29.
That is a tasty table.
That is getting tight. I mean, Don's only 32 and Dean's only 37. They're not, they're not out of it, but a lot of work to do. Instead, let's see if we can get anyone in. Invite's been sent to Rebby. Who did we invite? Greeny or Smithy?
I've invited Smithy, no exception.
If we can't get anyone in, I'm sure that's fine. We can just discuss it. There's Daniel. We can always drag Daniel in for an interview. Should we try and get Daniel in?
Yeah, no.
I will suggest him to you. Smithy, according to your brother, Bud, Smithy says no. Doesn't want an interview, Smithy says. Come on, Smithy. You love it. As we wait for everybody to select the right car. Kieran and Peaceful in the right car. Smithy's in the BMW. Deeks in the Mercedes. Dean Wasocki in the Astra. Greeny in the Astra. Swinfins and Alfie in the Astra. Rebby in the Beamer. Holt in the Mercedes. And TMLS also in the BMW. Doesn't look like we're going to get anybody in for an interview here. The race time is up to 20 minutes. See if we can get Daniel in now.
TMLS is going to join.
Kieran's up to 85% towards his S licence now. So he's nearly there. I don't
think anyone wants to talk to us.
No, I don't think anyone wants to talk to us tonight, no. Unfortunately. Evening, Daniel.
Evening.
Welcome back. Obviously missed a few weeks. Glad to be back.
It's been an interesting night.
Not the results. Yeah, not the results you'd have been hoping for.
No. But faster than the rookies. Didn't lose any time to the front. So we'll see what we can do.
What's your plans going forward into this one with a 20-minute race? Obviously in the BMW, we've not seen the BMW do a lot in Group B. Something you hope you can change?
I'll see. I've got a bit of a change with the BMW to get over it. So let's see how it goes.
Well, best luck, Daniel.
All the best, Daniel.
Sure.
So nice to hear from Daniel there. Obviously was away for a while and he's now back. Seems up for it.
Good to see him back. Great man on and off the track.
Smithy, he is a great man on and off the track, and it's nice to see him back on. Clive says he's lost his voice cheering himself on.
No comment on that one.
No comment on that one. Yeah, it is nice to see Daniel back. Like I say, it was nice to see Big Boy Brazy come back as well earlier. Unfortunately, we lost him, so hopefully we can get them back. I'll just take you through the Touring Car Championship standings at the minute. The Don Productions leads by 13 points, but isn't here tonight. So really gives Kieran a good chance. Greeny's only 20 points back in third. Holty 26 points behind in fourth. Peaceful Explosion 29 points behind in fifth. And Deeks, he drops a bit to 34 points behind. Alfie and Rebby are both 35 points behind, with Dean 45 points behind in ninth. Big Boy Brazier, Nodius, who's not going to score again, unfortunately. Swimfin sits 11th ahead of a Little Trev, who can't be here as well. BTC Reed, Welshie, TMLS and Smithy bring up the rear on 5 points each. Gary, let's just go on board the overall view and let's just take everybody who's here through the chance to see who's in what car. So as we can see, Kieran Argent is in the red and black Astra with the green wing mirrors. I think Peaceful Explosion, his teammate, Same colours, but I think they're yellow wing mirrors. Again, at the sooty scented. They are, yep, same livery, but the yellow wing mirrors. That's the.
We'll wait till we get around the track a little bit further.
That's fine.
Just one off ahead.
Yeah, that's Swimfins or Alfie. They both run the orange and grey Astra. Holty then in the black and green Mercedes with the blue wing mirrors. His teammate Deeks for H&D Motorsport. Deeks has the red wing mirrors. So that's the Tin Top Tours and the H&D Motorsport guys. You've just saw Dean Wasocki from Team Wakasaki running in the blue and yellow Astra. There's a collision there between the BMW and one of the Astras. So yeah, Dean was for Team Wakasaki. Smithy in the green white with the red stripes on the roof and at the front of the car, as does Welshie. I think the opposite car is yellow, but they've both obviously gone for the red option. They're the Hard Compound Racing team. And then we've got Greeny, the solo entry. Well, BTC Reed is his teammate, but he's not here tonight, in the white Astra. Alfie in the orange and grey liveried Astra. Swimfins will be presuming the same coloured livery. I think the different liveries there, I think one's blue, one's orange, but obviously both choosing to run the orange and grey livery. So that's Register Racing. There's TMLS running for AJ Motorsport in the blue, yellow and white Mercedes BMW. It's a long Mercedes-Benz if that was the case. Obviously Big Boy Brazier should be with him, but he's not here. And then back to Peaceful Explosions. That's all the grid for you, so you know who's in what car. We know the different colours to look out for. Holty is going to set the first lap. And what's it going to be? Just under 7 minutes left in qualifying. Holty crosses the line now. And doesn't do anything. Peaceful sets the first timed lap with a 1:27.7 with Deeks currently 3/10 off of him and Alfie just 7/10 off of his time. Here comes Rebi in the BMW. Dean Wasocki's gone fourth. He's 1.9 off the back of that. Kieran's even slower. What's Rebi going to be? Crosses the line now. Greeny's gone sixth at the minute. Rebi puts it into fifth ahead of Kieran and Greeny. Here comes Welshie. Clive's gone 8th. Welshie crosses the line to go 9th. So currently the BMW sit 5th, 8th and 9th. TMLS in the other ones. Keep your eyes out for him as Holty looks to come around to improve on what should be his first lap time. In fact, he hasn't even set a lap time. Neither are Swimfins or TMLS. That might be Swimfins here, just getting in Holty's way a little bit. Around the long right-hander we go. Let's come back up the hill. Every point counts in this, and at the minute, Peaceful chipping away. You start to look at the tables now. We're halfway through the season, Garrett. In touring cars, you're obviously a BMW driver yourself. You're up there in the championship standings. At what stage of this season do you start to look at the table?
I don't.
Ah, okay.
Don't look at the tables. It's on the night, innit? Everyone's different tracks. They prefer different tracks. You might have a bad night. Someone else might have a good night. It all comes down to that last round.
So
you start looking at tables. You start putting yourself under pressure. Make mistakes. I'd just rather race for the night and enjoy the evening's race.
And just see what happens as it comes.
Yep.
Oh, well, fair enough. Fair enough, buddy. As Holty's gone quickest at the minute. Yeah, Swimfins or Alfie. Peaceful Explosion, 3/10 up on his time, and that's what he needs at the minute to overtake Holty. Deeks currently sits in third. Dean Wasocki down in 8th. We've not really seen much from Dean after his good Formula Rookie race. Not really had the best of nights here.
No, definitely been quiet.
Rebi the quick.
Might just surprise us.
He may surprise us. Rebi currently the quickest BMW. Only 1/100th of a second quicker than Smithy in 6th. The other two BMWs currently sit 10th and 11th at the moment. So we're not seeing that pace from the BMW. We've not seen it all season in Group B. Not like we have Group A, where the majority of the field is BMW based. We've now got 4 BMWs on track. Obviously Smithy and Welshie getting used to the car. TMLS coming back. He's got to get used to the BMW. Rebby's been in it all season. We've not seen that pace that we see in Group A. Can he go quicker this time round? Let's see, as Peaceful didn't improve at all. Rebby's just touched the grass there. He's not going to improve this lap. Horrible little mistake. Alfie's up into 4th. Good qualifying this from Alfie. As he runs a bit wide from Kieran there. He sits down in 5th. Top 6 separated by 9/10 of a second at the minute. Here comes TMLS. Let's see if he can gain on anything. Greeny sits in the pits. He's got 3 minutes left, so he has got time to get back out and do another lap. In fact, he's come back out now. So probably just a chance to cool that front left down on the Astra and have another run. What's TMLS going to do? Crosses the line 3 seconds quicker, but it's only put him 10th. Rebby's down in 8th, so Smithy's improved to pass Rebby. Smithy now being the leading BMW driver in 7th place, as he's just had a spin there with looks of it. Rejoins now. So the only car that separates the BMW drivers is Dean Wisocki. So bar Dean and Swimfins, all the front wheel drive cars are at the front end of the grid, Gary. Interesting to see.
It is very interesting, but I think you found out during the week with a bit of practice that the BMW isn't quite the class as it has been at other tracks.
Yeah, it's got a bit more time than the Astra and the Mercedes, but not too much.
No.
I think my best time, I think I did 2 different practice sessions in the Astra, and my best time was a 1:26.6, so currently 9/10 quicker than Holty in the Astra. I think Kieran did one the other day. His best time in the practice was a 1:27.7. He's nowhere near that at the moment. Holty did go a bit fast that lap. He's on a 1:27.5. So Kieran's got time he knows he can find. Should have time for 2 more flying laps, and this isn't going to help with a little battle with Holty. Looks like he may with Alfie. Looks like Kieran's just settle yourself down. Cool, you know, your lap time's ruined. Cool that front left down.
One of these, I'd back right off and let the other one go.
Yeah. These two sit 4th and 5th, and they're not doing anybody any favours. I don't think the slipstream is going to be that much useful in this. I think all your time in this touring car is going to be lost in the corners. Alfie touches the grass. I think Kieran must have heard you a bit, because he looks like he's just slowly dropping back.
I would settle yourself for one last run.
Yeah, 100%. Holty's going to come across the line to do one more flying lap. He's away here. He's got nobody near him that he's giving a tow, and he's not receiving a tow. Does he improve anymore? He does. He does a 1:27.1. So Peaceful's got to find 6/10 of a second from somewhere. He's coming up to the line now. What can he do? He improves, but it's only 3/10 that he finds, so he's got to find another 3/10 from somewhere. Can Deeks gain any more time? No. TMLS sits himself in the pits. Dean Wisocki, 2.5 seconds behind, really needs to find time. We know Alfie's not going to improve, or Kieran, as they was both down on their times. Where's Greeny? He's 6th. Can he find any time? Can he gain to go under the second barrier? Can he get into the 1:27s? The only other driver to be there as well. Dean Wisocki looks like he was crossing line just in front. Dean didn't improve any, and Greeny has. Goes up to P4. Just 2/10 behind Deeks. Peaceful Explosion's pitted, so obviously can't go any quicker. Here comes Smithy. Runs a bit wide there at turn 1, so Smithy's done. TMLS has done, Peaceful's done, so Holty's still out. Smithy then, the lead BMW at the minute. Can Rebby or Welshie take that away from him? Qualifying is currently complete. Deeks has pitted as well now. So cars starting to find that they can't improve and are pitting thick and fast. And at the minute, not what Kieran would have wanted, as he currently sits 2nd in the championship, down in 6th place. Holty hasn't improved any. The only man who can really challenge him is this man Greeny. How far away is he going to be? Or is it going to be another Holty pole position? Greeny's got Dean Wisocki. He's only 100th down. Can he use Dean Wisocki's slipstream up the straight, provided Dean gets around that corner quick enough? Dean looks like he's doing a decent enough job. Apart from there, gets out of Greeny's way, so Dean doesn't look like he's going to improve. Going very slow now. If I were Dean, yeah, I'd have just put that in the pits. Here comes Greeny then across the line. And we'll find out what he's done. So it's Holty who takes pole position from Peaceful Explosion. Deeks in third, followed by Greeny fourth. Didn't improve. Alfie gets fifth with Kieran sixth. Smithy in seventh, the front of the BMW runners, followed by Rebby. Dean Wasocki splits the four BMWs. Tim Les in 10th, with Welshie 11th and Swimfins in 12th. So for the final time tonight, Gary, who's your money on?
Howie.
2 lights, 3 lights. It's go, go, go here, and Deeks has got an absolute blinding start. Rebby again at the pit wall. Hopefully nobody comes together with Rebby. Not so. Look at Clive with the start. The teammates touch! Nothing's come of it. The teammates did touch though, but Clive up to P3 and looking racing. In fact, he gone off a bit. Yeah, he looks like he's lost out to Greeny, but a cracking start from Clive and Rebby in the BMW. Clive round
off the line, we know that.
Yeah, definitely. Clive round the outside of Greeny there. Dean Wasocki's going to overtake at the chicane. No, he's not. Rebby and Greeny though side by side, and that's what happens when you try at the chicane. Alfie's had a poor start. He's down in 11th. Kieran's 8th. Peaceful, he's running 5th, so not the best of starts. Dean Wasocki's up to 4th. But Holty's 1.6 already up the road from his teammate Deeks. Clive all over the back of him. Is he looking for another podium tonight? We know that BMW is quick in a straight line. This will be where Clive will want to try and gain some time on Deeks or Holty. There you see Dean Wasocki just ahead of Peaceful Explosion. Dean has had 2 tenths, 2 eighths and a 6th. So running in his best ever place at the moment in this touring car race. TMLS is up to 6th place though in that other BMW. Rebby and Welshie 9th and 10th in the other 2 BMWs. But Peaceful's looking up the inside of Dean Wasocki. Dean trying not to run too wide. He doesn't. Tuck back in behind Peaceful. Get that run up the hill because you've got the BMW behind you. And look at the run that TMLS has got on Dean Wasocki. He's probably gone the wrong way and he's going to have to go the long way round. He may have passed him a 4-turn 1 and has. Look at the speed of the BMW. And does he outbrake Peaceful? No. Dean looks to come back on Daniel though. Up the inside goes Dean. They rub on each other. The ex-teammates touch. And Dean's back through, but Daniel's going to have the inside line into the corner. No. Dean does the classic shut the door. Dean has a time penalty as well, and Kieran sends one up the inside of Daniel and just taps Dean in the rear. That's not out Kieran out at all as he's dropped to 8th. Daniel's round at the exit to the chicane, so there goes Welshie, Alfie and Rebby. Daniel's down in 11th. It's all gone horribly wrong for him coming out the chicane, but Dean Wasocki up to P5. You can see Holty has a 2.3 second gap. There is Clive then. Just sort of dropping off the back of Deeks a bit, Gary. You'd have thought that BMW would have done a bit more, but like you say, it is Clive driving it and it is only his second race.
And it's a hard car to get to grips with.
It is a very hard car to get to grips with. But he's doing it.
I was actually expecting Deeks and Holty to pull away from Clive, to be fair, but Clive is stuck in there and keeping on the back of them.
He has. Only half a second slower than Deeks on that last lap. And look at the run the BMW gets at the final corner. Within 4 tenths of Deeks now. Greeny has a time penalty as well as Dean Wasocki. And look at the lap times. Deeks actually slower than Smithy last time round. Holty was quicker. Smithy not much slower than Peaceful Explosion last time round, so doing a good job maintaining the gap to the car behind. I think it's just this middle section that can really help the Astra pull away. Here's Rebby in P9 stuck behind Alfie. So we've got a BMW 3rd, and then we've got the rest of the BMWs 9th, 10th and 11th. The 2 Mercedes sit 1st and 3rd, and the rest of them are Astras. But Smithy's really wanting this. We normally see the most amount of penalties in the touring car race, so let's keep an eye on that. See what can happen there. But there's 20 minutes on the clock, so you've got a lot of time. You've got 16 minutes left. You see Greeny run wide in the background. Kieran looks like he's catching the back of him. Look at Smithy. He's thinking about to move on Deeks, but doesn't get it done. Peaceful actually gaining on the back of these two as Deeks now seems to be holding Smithy up. He looks like he's got a poor run out the corner, and Peaceful's past him as easy as you like. Not sure what's happened with Greeny and Kieran, but Kieran's going slow and Greeny went off, so have them two come together again. They came together in the Porsches, they've came together now, and that's allowed Dean Wysocki to get away. Can Dean Wysocki catch on the back of Clive? Kieran's running in the gravel at the moment. Can Clive get back on the back of Peaceful Explosion? What's going to happen here then? There is Peaceful. Where has Clive gone? He's dropped well off the back. In fact, he's there. Can Peaceful do anything about Deeks in terms of the championship? Peaceful and Deeks run quite close with Halty. Not much between the three of them. It's Greeny and Kieran who's battling on track, who could really take advantage of the Don not being here, and yet they sit 6th and 7th. Alfie's now picked himself up a time penalty as well. So not what he'd have wanted. Look at lap times last time round. Peaceful was the quickest man on track with a 27.3 last time around. Oh, the standby came up, Gary, on Smithy's TV. That's why he lost the place to Peaceful Explosion.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that is unfortunate, but Peaceful Explosion flashing the lights to Deeks, and he's really wanting to try and get by here. Rebby has passed Alfie there, battling in the background, but let's stay on board this a second. Into the Sooty, send it. Peaceful just runs a bit wide. Can he think of the cutback? No, he can't. Deeks keeps it there. Good racing in the touring cars. There is just under 15 minutes left now. Peaceful seems on it since he's passed Smithy. But if anything, Deeks seems to be getting closer to the back of Smithy. Unfortunate for him. Was running so well in third and was looking for a move on Deeks at one stage. But now it's Peaceful on Deeks. Halty is gone here. He's 5.5 up the road. Can Peaceful get past? Is he going to send one into turn one? He thinks about it. Letting Deeks know he's there. Try next time, maybe. Oh, looks up the inside at turn 2 and Deeks says no, thank you. Can we get a H&D Motorsport 1-2?
Peaceful's really piling on the pressure here.
He is, and we have Swimfins. There's a back marker, and Peaceful's going to send one into the chicane, and Deeks has to back out round the outside, but Peaceful takes too much curbing, bounces into the gravel. Swimfins keeps out of the way, and Peaceful went for a move that, well, should he have gone for it? We said don't overtake there, and he's gone for it, but not how he'd have wanted to. Dean Wysocki on the back of Clive. BMW v Astra. Clive is the top of the Astra boys at the moment. Kieran, you see in the background on the back of Greeny. Clive tries to slap Swimfins and just kind of runs him off the road a bit there. Swimfins comes back on track and collects Dean. That's not what we want to see. Dean's kept it together and Swimfins now gives him room. Well held by Dean there. That could have been horrible for him as Kieran has passed Greeny. So that'll help Kieran out in terms of gaining them points on the Don at the moment. Swimfin stays out the way, stays as tight to the corner as he can. That's well done there. So Dean loses a bit of ground to Clive. And he's now got Kieran chasing him down, who doesn't have a penalty. Peaceful's now back within a second of Halty. Has Halty made a mistake somewhere? Because the gap was 5.5 seconds last lap. It's now down to 4.2. So I'm not sure if Halty's made a mistake. Maybe he lost a bit of time passing the back marker. We'll see. There's Dean Wysocki though on the back of Clive straight away. The Astra has the advantage around the corners, Gary, and is a bit better on the brakes.
Yep, definitely in the first sector I think Astra or BMW is the way to go, but sector 2 and 3 I think the Beamer does have the upper hand.
Definitely. Just want to point out, what has Clive hit? He has got a lot.
No idea.
He has got a lot of damage. No bonnet, bumper flapping. Boot looks like it's been rammed up the rear. Have him and Dean had a coming together at some stage? Either way.
He had the incident at the start, didn't he, where everyone concertinaed up, but I didn't see that much damage at the start.
No, I didn't see that much damage. Kieran and Greeny also have bumpers bouncing around. We're at the Sooty send it, and the cameraman decides to go on his jollies. Peaceful piling the pressure on Deeks at the moment. Where does he think about making the move? He tried to do it at the chicane and it went horribly wrong for him. Shows the pace of Peaceful Explosion in this car tonight though, Gary, as he's quickly got on the back of Deeks again.
Yep, very quick. To be fair, I'd have made that move at the chicane. It's just a pity he went a bit wide coming out of the chicane, does not make it stick. But then there was a back marker there, so he might have been thinking about that as well.
I tell you what, Gary, it's good for your brother being in the chat. He smashed the red and white fences on the final corner. Held it well, he says.
Oh.
So that's what happened to Smithy there then. As Peaceful really giving Deeks a hard time here. Does he look to make the move at the same place this time around? He gives Deeks a nudge under braking. Peaceful really looking racy. Deeks on the grass a bit. He's not going to do it this time round. That was a bit of a Jason Plato move if I've ever seen one. A bit of a nudge on the brakes. Dean looks like he's gone wide in the background and he's lost time to Smithy. And Kieran's all over the back of Dean. Kieran's bumper, that goes out as he bounces across the chicane. There goes the bumper. Don't need that anymore. 10 minutes remain, so we've got 10 more minutes left of this. Dean runs a bit wide. Kieran doesn't run as wide. Greeny does. Back at the Sooty Sendit.
Unbelievable.
Back at the Sooty Sendit. The cameraman on his jollies still. Peaceful Explosion piling on the pressure to Deeks. Deeks handling this very well at the minute, by the way, Gary.
Very good. Holding his line. Like I said, Peaceful's got to try and make a mistake somehow. But then I have just noticed that Deeks has got a time penalty, so people might be thinking about that also.
He is, he might, but with 10 minutes left, he might want to pull the 6 seconds back. He's got the run in him coming out the last corner. I was just about to say to you, it reminds you of another defensive drive, maybe back at Donington Park in the touring cars between two other people.
Yeah, we won't go there, Matthew.
No. Oh, and Peaceful taps the corner. That is a bit of lag, I think, as well. Peaceful's tapped the rear corner of Deeks. That sent Deeks off by a mile, and he's got second. That might be looked at after the race. Deeks will not be happy with that, and Dean Wasocki has... No, yeah, Greeny's overtaken Dean. Greeny's overtaken Dean, and he's also overtaken Kieran, so not sure what's happened there between these three, but Greeny's gained 2 places. Dean's lost 1 and Kieran's lost 1. Not sure what's happened there. Alfie running in 8th. He's got Rebby all up his chuff, as Sooty would say. Rebby 9th, Welshie 10th, TMLS 11th. The BMWs, Gary, bar Smithy, not seeming to do a lot.
No, they seem to be struggling. I think it's more the case of trying to make a move. Where do you do it?
Yeah, that's definitely the point at the moment. Where do you do it? As we're at the Sooty Sendit, the cameraman finally picks up Kieran, pans out his camera to find Dean Wasocki there, just in front of Kieran. So Deeks, Greeny, Dean and Alfie, the only 4 cars with time penalties at the minute. Normally we see a lot more than this, but not at the moment, as Kieran goes into the gravel, and that's going to scrub some speed there. Not what he wants, but Holty 8.2 out in front at the moment.
This is a Sunday drive for the bloke.
He's in a world of his own at the minute.
I can't see him doing a lot wrong there. He's coming up to traffic though.
He's won in the juniors. He won in the rookies. He won in the Clios. He got a 4th in the GT4s. He's won in the Porsches. He's 8 seconds out front here. What a night Holty has had. But for Greeny... Sorry, go on.
Secret practice during the week, I reckon. He's been put in by Holty here.
Definitely. Will Holty be one of the guys to make the jump up into Group A next season to join the likes of me and Gary? Don't forget, join.
Very likely.
Indeed, it is. Don't forget, join us tomorrow night where me and Gary will be battling it out on track with the others, such as Little Each, NJ, Sooty, Phil, AMH, Iceman. Looking forward to tomorrow night. As Greeny putting Clive under a bit of pressure now. Clive will see that Deeks and Greeny have a time penalty, so we'll maybe hope to... Greeny will want to get past Gary to get the time ahead.
Yeah, still 5 minutes, still a long way to go in this race.
100%. He's going to try around the outside, and that's a great move. Greeny did, Smithy did lose some time touching the gravel, but a great move from Greeny. The problem is, that's Deeks just in front. The problem is, Smithy's going to have a look up the inside, is he? And the other problem is there's Swimfins who's about to be lapped. Smithy is going to try it up the inside. Greeny with a flash of the lights. Let Swimfins know he's here. They just lap Swimfins as Smithy makes a move on Greeny. That was fantastic racing.
Right move.
Kieran has got past Dean Wasocki and has got well in front as well. You'll see him come around the corner. There he is. So he's trying to get on the back of this battle. It's a lot more confidence this week from Smithy compared to last week. Not afraid to get their moves done. That was fantastic.
Yep, a few more weeks, I'm sure we'll see him get his elbows out a bit more. Hopefully hold some people off and gain some more places and some points for the team. Green is putting him under pressure there.
Definitely. Him and Welshie have looked fantastic tonight. Some good results for the Hard Compound Racing boys.
Oh!
Where's Smithy gone? Oh, he's in the wall, is he? He has had a bit of a moment. I wondered where he'd gone then. He's come back on ahead of Greeny. Didn't cause no carnage, but wonder what happened to...
Just ran into Kieran's hands. Kieran's coming onto the back of him too.
He is, and with Greeny's time penalty, Peaceful Explosion has a time penalty now, so I wonder if that'll swap him and Deeks round. At the end, Holty, 10 seconds up the road.
That is a sun drive.
Greeny is looking for a way past, but just... What happened there, Gary, was his wheel has fell off his stand, apparently.
Brilliant, that's what you want when you're fighting for fourth position.
He's racing with the wheel on his lap, according to your brother in the chat, so well done, Smithy. This is a fantastic drive as he runs wide, and Greeny up the inside. It's obviously going to be hard for him with the wheel on the lap. That's not what Smithy would have wanted at all. Kieran looks like he's going to dive up the inside as well. Smithy may want to battle this out a bit more. He tries and tries and tries and can't get it done there. Oh, that's unfortunate. Actually was having a good little battle there, but with the wheel not on the stand properly, he's wide at the gravel. You might want to get that wheel on, bud, before Dean Wasaki comes. TMLS has managed to go from 11th to 8th place. We've not seen that, but he's passed the other two BMWs and Alfie. So a good little recovery drive from TMLS. But up front, Holty leads by 11.6 seconds with just under 4 minutes to go. Sorry, the gap is now 12 seconds. Peaceful Explosion, Deeks, Greeny, Dean, Alfie, Rebby, all with a time penalty. Here's Kieran Argent trying to fight with Greeny. This, the big battle in terms of Don not being here. The fact that Smithy's had that little mistake has allowed Kieran to gain extra points on the Don. Craig Leach in chats put a few laughing faces. You should hear him, he says. I can only imagine he's going absolutely mental, Gary. You know him a bit better than myself.
He won't be very happy, to be fair.
He's got Dean Wasaki 8 tenths behind him. He could lose out another place. If
I
Dean...
feel for the lad, I must admit. It's so unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. It was only a good race. If Dean passes him, he's got 38 seconds till Alfie's there. Would you just put your wheel back on your stand? You've got 38 seconds to do it.
What, pull over, take a quick break?
Yeah, maybe go a bit slower down the back straight and try and attach it back on there.
It would be worth doing. To be fair, if I was my brother, I'd quickly nip around there and do it for him. We're only a couple of minutes now from each other, so it'd be a nice thing to do, but...
Couple of minutes though and this race will be over as Dean Wasaki putting the pressure on. Dean's best finish has only been a 6th place in this. He was running at 4th at one stage. He's only going to get a highest finish of 6th again. But look at this, we've got a battle between Deeks, Greeny and Kieran Argent, and Kieran will know that these boys have penalties and will he risk a move with 2.5 minutes to go? He's not going to catch Holty. He may be better off just sort of sitting back here. He's not really going to catch his... Yeah, he's not really going to catch his teammate neither. Harry, what is his teammate doing in the championship? Is Peaceful anywhere really to help? Now, Peaceful's 5th himself, challenging for this. So if I was Peaceful, I wouldn't be letting Kieran gain on me. But either way, he's going to try and get a 3rd place. And Dean's touched the grass, and that'll give Clive a bit of breathing space. Dean just on the grass there. So Clive gets a bit of breathing space. Welshie keeps well out the way of these three. What a battle this is at the moment. TMLS back down to 10th as Rebby is now the 2nd BMW on track. Greeny pushing Deeks hard here. Kieran's going to want to join in. A flash of the lights there from Greeny. Deeks will know he's there. Deeks has driven a defensive race all night. Pretty much from Peaceful and now from these boys. And from Clive at the beginning of the race. So he's had a good night. Deeks really wants to put that pressure on. The gap between Peaceful and Holty is 12 seconds with 1 minute and 10 remaining. There is a car off at the Sooty Sendit. That is a back marker as well, so not quite sure who that is. Kieran just dropping off the back of these two. He needs to get a bit closer. Does Kieran? Needs to get a bit closer. Holt is coming up the start straight to start what will be the final lap of this race. And barring a disaster, he's not put a foot wrong, Gary.
No, very comfortable, just got his head down and left the rest of the pack, to be fair.
Yeah.
Even dealing with the traffic, he's managed to get through okay.
Yeah, definitely. Is this... I think that Swinfin's about to be lapped again. Greeny lost a bit of pace to Deeks there as he just touched the grass on the outside. Him and Kieran have dropped off the back of Deeks, so Kieran might know the penalties on the screen. We don't. Has Kieran dropped off the back for any reason, or was he saving his tyre for one more last lap attack? Swinfin stays out of the leader's way as Greeny straight back onto the back of Deeks. He's just on the grass a bit there. That's not going to help him. It shouldn't, in fact, it shouldn't affect him too much coming through the chicane. Doing well.
Are we going to see some fenders going into the Sutty corner?
Yeah, the Sutty corner. In fact, I think at Croft they've got Sunny in and Sunny out, haven't they, for the double left? We've got Sutty in and Sutty out here for this long right-hander. And Kieran is looking like he's going to make a move. And while he keeps the car there, he may send one under braking. We know he's good on the brakes. Does think about it, but Greeny closes the door well. And now it's a bit of a scrap towards the end. Kieran will know that these two have penalties, but he might want to get the move done on track just to double make sure. Smithy's picked himself up a penalty. Holty has a fantastic win. Peaceful's going to get a second, but we can't see Peaceful cross the line because the battle's on these three. Kieran's dropped off the back a bit. Greeny looks to get the run on Deeks. Can't make it though. He's not going to get it up the hill. Deeks does look like he's going to do him, but it's down to the penalties. Kieran may sneak onto the podium. Deeks will cross the line third and Greeny fourth, but what happens on penalties? Kieran goes third. We thought that.
Podium for Kieran, that.
Good little race. Deeks does get fourth. Greeny will get a fifth. Clive will come home sixth with all his misdemeanours. Dean Wasocki will get a good seventh place for him. He's consistent in this. He's not consistent in the best part. But, yeah. I'm just waiting for Rebby to come round to get 8th place.
Who's your bet on fastest lap then, Matthew?
It's got to be a Holty, hasn't it? He's been able to get clean laps in. Either that or Peaceful, because Peaceful was pushing hard. Although saying that, so was Greeny.
I was going to say Peaceful.
Rebby's going to come home to cross the line in 8th place. With Alfie.
On track.
Yeah, I do believe so. Alfie's going to get 10th. 9th, sorry. TMLS will get 10th.
Peaceful had a 2-second penalty.
Get Peaceful in for an interview and I'll just go through the fastest laps. Winthins gets 12th as Welshie gets 11th. Oh, I don't know what's going on here. Just bear with me. 12th for Swinfins and 11th for Welshie. Fastest lap goes to... Who did you say? Peaceful. Yeah, Peaceful Explosion. By 0.2 of a second.
Good points all there for the man.
It is, so a good night for Peaceful Explosion in that one. Get him in for an interview, hopefully. Fantastic little race. Geez, that was fun. Well done all, says Smithy in the chat. Kieran. Evening, Peaceful. How was that one for you? Looks like you got a bit of lag, mate. As looks like you clipped the rear of him, and then you seem to, as you were seeming to lag a bit. So maybe one to look at. Yeah. Fastio Lapio for yourself. Just gotta get, yeah, that's it. Right, you say Holt's had a good night. He's actually won 5 out of the 6 races. You've kept yourself in the shout. 13 points off of Kieran Argent now leads the Touring Car Championship after tonight. With Don not being here, you know, there's 13 points. That you're in 5th at that. 13 points off the lead. It's so tight. You've got to be up for it. Definitely. Well, best luck for next week, mate.
Best luck, mate. Well done.
Cheers, buddy. Thank you. According to Monkey Boy and Phil, we couldn't hear him apparently. Basically, he said it was he wasn't sure what happened with Deeks, but he's up for the title. Unfortunately, we couldn't get to hear him there then, so that's unfortunate. Smith says, great commentary, lads, and catch you tomorrow night. Indeed, you will. No doubt you'll be with Gary for some of the night. I might join you later on. Gary, been an absolute pleasure to commentate with you, buddy. Thank you for doing the cameras.
No problem, anytime.
Don't forget to join us tomorrow night live on the THR Racing League channel, where the Group A lads will be battling it out on the same track, same cars. Me and Gary, we're up for it. I hope you will be as well. So for now, we'll catch you tomorrow night. Good night.
Good night.